The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everybody, this is Jack, and let me know if you hear me well on my audio. And I've still used my new mic, so it should be good, but you never know. So hi Dave, how are you? And hi Bill, good to see you. So I always think before I go in this training, where can I help you the best with? And I always tell you, I don't watch many trainings. I don't do that. I have my support system. I have you as my member, and that is kind of where I focus on it. But as you probably know, I'm also the co-owner of Instant Reply, and I listen sometimes to my co-owner training, and I kind of liked it. So yeah, I think for 2 weeks. I was thinking for 2 weeks, shall I ask to give the training also to your guys? Huh? And really thinking for 2 weeks on it. And at some point, it clicked to me. It clicked to me. You guys want also this training. And that is what I decided to do actually today. So I shift gears, I'm in the car mood. So I switch gears and I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do because it makes sense to me. So with that, I want you to welcome my partner from Instant Reply, Brian Anderson, and also I don't know if you guys know Sid, but Sid is kind of the car guru. So when I buy a car, I always ping Sid. Sid, what do you think of it? And if you ever run in a car dealership and you want them to get them as client, or you have problems with your car, used car, new car dealership for marketing, you can always ping Sid for, you never get better advice than Sid. So I'm very happy to hand over the training to Brian. He will share all his knowledge too. And if you need any help, Sid is the guy for everything what is related to cars.
I love it. Thank you so much, Jack. And I'm excited when you pinged me on this morning when we were chatting. And Sid, are you there also?
Oh yeah, I'm here, buddy.
Guys, we're super excited because Jack and I were actually talking about cars this morning, and he's in the market possibly to change automobiles for himself, and I was just laughing because I recently bought myself one also, and I was telling him about when you're buying a car and you're a guy, you're running it and you're married, you're running it by your wife very heavily. And we were just sharing stories about how all that works. So you guys know how it goes. Oh, Garish said get a Maserati. I don't know. I'll defer to Sid and Jack on that, but it would be pretty awesome. Joe Lewis has no audio. Let's see, try logging out and back in. So for everybody here, what we're going to do is just go through a case study. It's going to be really relaxed. So feel free to kind of be like Garish and Joe and others and just lob in some questions. We're going to use some PowerPoint, but we're going to go in and show you behind the scenes if that's cool and show you some of our results. And we'll spend time doing that. So Sid, if you're cool, man, let me get it going.
Yeah, I'm 100% cool.
All right. Well, let's do it. So Jack, you interject anytime, and guys, we're going to start. So what we want to do is I'm not going to talk about myself. I'm going to skip the about me stuff, the about Sid. Look, it took me a long time to make money. I bet we can all relate to that. So good. All right, let's start here. Today, I want to give you an idea of one way. There is no single way, but Sid and I are going to share one way you can revamp or even reinvent how you're earning money online and with your agency. Going to use everything you've learned from Jack and others, and you're just going to tweak how you use it, right? Because you have a lot of great skills, but we're going to try a different way, and we're going to share how it's been working for us and just kind of show you. So Let's see. So one of the things that I get asked a lot, you guys, is, hey, what would you do different if you could go back? Because I turned 50 last Saturday, I think it was Saturday, Friday or Saturday. And one of the things that people ask me all the time, if you could go back when you were 20, what would you do different? I'm like, well, eat healthy. I have a lot of things. Buy Amazon stock. No, on a serious note, let me give you an idea. What I'd really like to do is simplify even more. Total simplicity. Give me a 1 if you ever think what you're trying to do is too hard or confusing, because that's how I feel often. Like, it's a good idea and the strategy's sound, but the reality is I just need it to be even clearer, just simple. And that's really, really how I feel. Thanks, Arlene. Yep, and Rodney, and appreciate that, Rodney, as well. Thank you for that. Okay, so the goal really should be, right, and this is looking back, make money while you're sleeping or while you're not working, not on your feet, right? We want to shift the paradigm that you got to trade time for money. And I know that's why most of us started working online, right? Is you didn't want it to be like that, right? So the goal is to shift how and when you make money. So when I hit 50 and Sid started asking me this again, and it was kind of funny. And he was like, look, Brian, you're killing it, blah, 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 this and that. And I'm like, well, sometimes I feel like that. And other times I feel like the same guy that used to work at a fast food restaurant and mow yards in his spare time so I could buy a $300 Ford Escort. So you know what? It's not about that. It's about what can I really do different? And I realized that if I could go back, this is what I would do. If I could go back to zero revenue online, I'd want the simplest, shortest path to recurring. And not just recurring, but I'd want as passive as I could get it, right? As close to mailbox money as I could humanly make it. So that's where my head was. And I was telling Jack the other day, I'm like, I'm trying to plan out over the next 5 years, maybe step away from doing trainings and webinars and even from an active role in my local agency and just kind of, I don't know if I'll ever lay on the beach like this, but this picture sure looked good, right? Just kind of chill and just take a different approach for the next phase of life. And I'm positive, though, that I've got the blocks laid, the bricks, so to speak, the gold bricks that Sid's going to talk about, that'll reap me almost 100,000 a month passively without having to work. And I want to make sure that's 100% secure. So what we're going to do is a little different today, not your normal webinar. We're going to jump around on Facebook. We'll be in the PowerPoint. We'll do some Q&A. We'll show you some cool stuff, some software. And listen, this is a roadmap, not the only one. However, when you see this, you're going to understand how beautiful it is in terms of how simple it is. So that's it. It'll take me maybe 30, probably 20 minutes. So we're going to be very efficient with your time, and we'll just go through it. And we're going to basically focus on giving yourself a raise, right? So more money to you, creating that passive stream, building an asset. I know Jack talks about that as well. Building an asset that you can own and control, and getting started tonight, right? And I think that's important, all those things. So I know a lot of you have worked with Jack for a number of years. I know a few of you as well. And listen, even if you don't have, rock star skills, special skills, maybe you're not good at sales. So getting clients is a challenge for you, right? You're not good on social media, right? I'm not good at graphics, pictures, social media, any of that stuff. I got to tell you, it doesn't matter. None of those things really matter. And what we want to focus on, it doesn't matter how old you are. You guys, just to get a good flavor of the call tonight. So, Sid, what are you, 48 now or 7? I can't remember.
I'm 47, but I thought I was 48 all year. So I lost a year when I read it.
All right, I just turned 50. How old are you guys? Because what we're going to talk about doesn't matter how old you are, Burgess. Doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter where you live. None of that matters. We're going to do a shortcut that's in front of all of you, and you're going to be able to take some of what we're doing not all, but some of it, and apply it in other areas, especially on the getting clients for your agency. Doesn't matter what you're selling, okay? Some of the strategy will work in that model as well. Now, I won't read all this, but there's a heck of a lot you don't have to understand, right? You don't have to understand any of the things on the screen. You don't have to be good at any of these things. The really interesting part, and this is what I really, when I was first talking to Jack about it, what's kind of crazy, this whole model begins to work on its own. And what I mean is, imagine the fulfillment self-fulfilling. So the back end work, doing it itself without an outsourcer on its own. Happy birthday, Arlene. Recently had a birthday. Yep. All right, Rodney, you're our youngest one on the call. So I'm going to go, Rodney. I'm going to get your info from Jack. I'm going to shoot you a gift card. And Arlene, I'm not going to say you're the oldest, but you just had a birthday, and I'm going to shoot you a gift card too. So y'all get with Jack, and I will shoot it over. Rodney, yes. Rodney goes, Brian, no way. Absolutely.
Rodney, when I was that age, I was in my prime.
Right? I didn't even know it. I think I might have been Sue, Sid. Yeah, that's the problem, right? All right. Let's see. Okay. Now, look, thinking about a shortcut, right? How do we close the gap between the people that seem to be doing really well and the people struggling, right? And everybody always looks for a single answer. Look, truth is, there isn't a single answer. However, we got a shortcut that'll really, really help. And we'll share that just a few minutes. I got it on a slide for you. All right. So if we break down local or agency marketing, right? Offline, local, you can pick your word. Look, you can make a lot of money. It's really cool because it's a great business. It's very real. You build relationships, you get customers, you can sell it. It has a high perceived value, right? But the challenge, let's just focus on the challenge. For some people, getting clients is hard. They're not good at it, right? They struggle, honest. And if that's you, if you struggle at getting clients, give me a 1 if you don't mind. Now, if you would say you struggle more at fulfilling for the client, give us a 2. And that'll help understand where people have roadblocks or what really causes you to stick. I love it. Garish gave me a 2, and he didn't just give me 1 2, gave me like 10 2s. And oh, wait a minute. Garish is struggling on getting clients and fulfilling. Looks like, though, the majority of people are getting client struggles, and then there's maybe 30% that are fulfillment struggles, like Clark and Burgess. They're good at getting clients, but not as good at fulfilling. Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to tell you the other struggle that eventually you get to, keeping them. Getting those clients to not quit on a month or 2 months or 3, but 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, 15 years, right? You want to keep them. So when we talk about getting them, for anybody getting them, think about what you're doing, right? Some of the things I do, ringless voicemail, right? Where I work with Jack, we're partnered. Cold calling. Now, I don't do a traditional cold call, but I talk to people that are lukewarm at best. Cold emailing, I do a lot of that. I do some Facebook ads to bring in new people that I'll then send a sequence to. I do landing pages, all these different things. I only do direct mail in some cases, typically like lumpy mail with like a cool tchotchke, I'm sending something cool. And I got into YouTube like a year ago, but I will admit I am not the master of YouTube marketing at this point. But think about this. Doesn't matter what y'all are doing, right? Okay. How do you stand out? Right? Because Sid and I have seen this, and Jack's seen it too. A lot of marketers, agency owners, are really good at closing business. Like if Jack referred you a deal, maybe you live in Phoenix and Jack's down in South Florida, and he sent over a deal that didn't fit for him, but he knew it would fit for you. Odds are pretty high you're going to close it. But what you need is a model that you can get deals without having to be like a warm layup, like a referral like that. Now, for those of you on the fulfillment side, we've all been there, right? All of us. It's either a full-time job to master something. It's always changing, hiring experts, a lot of the outsourcers you and I may find are not really that great. This monster is one that I see with a lot of people. And then the worst of all, man, you got the client, you're knocking it out of the park for them. You're just doing everything right. For no reason in the world, you get whacked. They let you go, right? It's frustrating. So I was trying to imagine how it could be or it should be. And I came up with, well, it'd be easy to get clients for anybody, not just Sid. Sid's a great sales guy, but for any of us. It'd be really simple to deliver value, right? And it would have a real high perceived value of the work, the service, right? So I could get lots of money from that client. And then while I'm dreaming here, I would hope it would be like recurring month after month and never go away. What I was thinking is that clients, it would be awesome if they want to sign up. As a matter of fact, they're begging me, beating the door down to sign up. Right now I'm making stuff up, right? But not really. Sid, is it fair to say when you have an offer that's so strong that people want to sign up, I mean, that's a winner, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I have a rule and we'll talk about it.
That's right.
That
you can share. Yeah, we can share that. You guys, his rule really helps me. He taught me, I don't know, 9 years ago, this exact rule. And I think it can help you guys tonight. But guys, when they're just beating the door down, you got something. All right. The fulfillment's got to be easy. And I've got this friend, hint, he may be on the call. He can sell local deals, right? Jack's seen it too. Sid once sold 6 figures of annual recurring revenue for me of local in like a week. Matter of fact, I don't even think it was 5 days. But he struggles on the fulfillment side, which he's not alone. It'll wipe him out, and it's tough. And then usually he'll call me, right? We used to work hand in hand every single day on every deal, and he kind of started his own agency, and he was crushing it. But look, sometimes he gets hung up on the fulfillment, just like a lot of you. So it happens. And now even better than this would be, what if the product fulfilled for me? I don't mean an outsourcer that we pay $300-400 a month. I mean the fulfillment does like self-fulfilling. And it would have to scale like crazy, because if it isn't doing at least low to mid 6 figures, I wouldn't even want to think about it, right? We're dreaming, right? Now give me a 1. Give me a 1 if it makes sense. I'd want to make $1,000 plus per client. Is that reasonable? I don't want to go too low yet. I don't want to go too high, right? So I'd want it to be 1,000 plus a client that they beat the door down to me every single time. Mark said sweet spot. So I was at 1,000 doing exactly what I'm going to show you. And Sid is much savvier than I am in this area. And he said, Brian, this is $2,500 all day. Well, since that time, we now get $2,500 all day long. So if you annualize that, that's like 30K plus. And it starts out that you'd have to work 5 or 8 hours a week to keep up. But over time, it will drop, and I kid you not, to less than 30 minutes. As a matter of fact, sometimes it's like 5 minutes, right? 5-10 minutes. So I want you to think about 6 to 8 deals, clients, assets, whatever we're going to call them, paying you, I'm not going to say 3,000, let's say 2,500. I want to go lower, that take you less than 30 minutes to support. Think about that for a minute. That's solid. That's 15,000 a month. That's 180 a year. After expenses, you're starting to have a nice income, right? So this is it, Rodney. This is it. And Anthony said, Brian, that's a 1 for me. All right. So earlier I said you want to make money while you're sleeping. And think about passive income. Think about it. Passive income, well, you only got 24 hours in a day. You got to sleep for 8. Now, a lot of us sleep 5 and 6, but at the end of the day, let's just say 8. You should enjoy life. Relaxing. Maybe it's going out on the boat. Maybe it's going on a jog, a walk your dog, spend time It could be watching TV, working out, whatever it is, right? For another 8. And honestly, I want to build my business in a way that I don't spend the other 8 working. I'm going to spend some of it working, but I don't want to work the whole time, right? I want it to be passive. So the question is, how can you produce more without spending that precious time? You've got to have passive income. And Sid said this to me, and he's right. He said, Brian, you just got to work smarter, not harder. This is literally our conversation. He's like, you got to do less of the hard work, the backbreaking work as you get older, and just work smarter. He's right. All right, Sid, formula time. So I would love for you to explain how we work less and make more.
Yeah, well, you know, whether you're talking about your wife or husband or friend or customer, acquaintance, client, whatever you want to call them, anytime that you can get the value over the price, it'll be a sale, right? Even when you meet your in-laws, like if they meet you and they're like, man, this guy's easy to get along with, the value of you is higher than the price of having to deal with you, and it'll equal a sale, right? So that's the rule that I always keep to myself, and I always remind myself, especially right before I go speak to a client, build the value over the price will always equal a sale. And that comes with getting proper position and proper leverage. And we're going to show you how to leverage and get the right position tonight.
Arlene said something. Arlene said, Brian, I've been thinking about passive income since 1998.
That's about
Arlene,
when I started thinking of it.
Let us show you. Yeah, I started thinking about it. It was, I don't know if anybody else on the call can relate. It was like 93 or 94. There were these, I used to, I was young, first job, first real job. And there was these infomercials. Sid, you might remember this. There was this guy late at night talking about making money. Don Lepre, tiny little ads, classified ads and 900 numbers. And this infomercial ran every night. And while I never actually bought anything from him, I got to tell you, I watched his commercial about a bazillion times.
I bought it when he lowered the price to, like, I don't know, something stupid, whatever it was, way lower than what it normally was. I bought it. The biggest font in the books I've ever seen in my life.
Kind of like my slides. All right, guys. Now I want you to think. So value over price. Now your assets are your employees. Now most of us don't have tons and tons of employees. So you got to have your assets make money for you, right? And we get that. Now, I'm not talking real estate, but I'm talking like social or digital assets that cost nothing. Website would be a digital asset. What you want is assets that are making cash, right? And then I want to remind you of this, the consistent recurring revenue. And this is something Jack and I have been very, very adamant on with Instant Reply. It's about consistency of what we do, right? Everything we do is about consistent effort, prospecting, whatever it is. Now, what I would argue with you is while low ticket is much easier, you end up needing a lot of clients to make the big money, right? What I want is something that's passive with a little more money. And Sid said something to me about vending machines, and I never thought about it, but Sid, you got to tell the story if you don't mind. Hello, she said.
I had it muted. Sorry.
That's okay. You got to share the story because it really connected with me.
Yeah. It's funny because 1998 is about the time I started thinking about this, but I don't know if anybody else has ever dealt with employees or just the drama of everyday life and business, or, sometimes you get robbed or ripped off by your employee, or heck, me and Brian had trucks stolen from us when we had car lots and stuff. I mean, it drove us nuts, right? So I've always wanted to be able to just get in my car, go collect my quarters, not even have to talk to anybody, and get out. And I almost got in the payphone business, which, I'm glad I didn't now, but at the time it seemed like a no-brainer, right? I mean, it was a high cash position business, right? So I started thinking, man, I always wanted to have a vending machine, especially as I'm creeping up in the 50s. I'm not wanting to work hard and go out there and show that I'm the tough guy. I wanted to, see if I couldn't create something that would, go ahead and go to the next slide if you want, that would pay me, powdered donuts and cash every single time. Something that would actually, that would almost run itself, right? And I think we've actually cracked the code on exactly that, and we're going to share it with you.
Yeah, and to Sid, to your point, it's like a digital vending machine. Now, it's not websites. Jack does a fabulous job on the website as an asset model. But listen, you guys, this is something that pays you month after month, very little oversight or management, which I know is appealing, cranks out exactly what you want or your customers want, maybe need at the touch of a button. And the results are so good that the customers keep coming back month after month to pay more and more money to you, because what they get out of it is making them money. It's not just that you got them to sign up. It's that the value they receive is so high, it doesn't matter the price. So I want you to remember that. Remember Sid's formula. The value these customers are getting is so high, they're just going to pay. So Sid, kind of break it down. We're talking about a social vending machine.
Yep. So I back when Brian and I had we owned 2 different car lots that we ran the sales up, increased the sales 140% and flipped and did all right with. But I had groups that I built to kind of generate leads for our stores. And once we got rid of the stores, I switched the groups over, like this one, Jeeps for sale, Georgia Jeeps for sale. Also have diesel trucks for sale and other groups, but we're using this one as the example. And, I started realizing that, like, man, I used one to try and sell t-shirts. I sold a bunch of diesel t-shirts out of one, but I started realizing that I was getting a ton of people. I'm talking about a couple hundred a day were asking to join these groups. And I'm like, man, that's insane. So I want to explain to you a little bit of what we did.
All right, let's see it. So we focused, Sid, on what I've proven now over the last, I don't know, since we started a little over a decade ago on this one, the highest paying niche I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, would everybody agree that 2,500 a client would be on the high end with any clients that you would have? Would you say that's on your high end, or where does that stand? What's your average client? What's your average client bill right now? Yep. Well, just to give you the reason why automotive is so hot is because 2,500 is like a power bill. It's like a water utility. Like, I wouldn't even question. I pay 2,500 to get the girl brought me a home wrecker burrito every week. It didn't even matter if her magazine worked. 2,500 is not even put you on a bullseye. Nobody's even hard on it, right? And the reason why we show this store is I used to work at Toyota Mall of Georgia. It was a massive store outside of Atlanta, Northeast Atlanta. And everybody freaks out when I share with this, but our monthly advertising budget was $400,000. I spent $85,000 just on billboards. All right. So $2,500, you're not even in the crosshairs, right? Now, I've sold a lot of direct mail in the past, and those are $35,000, $40,000 tickets. You're in the crosshairs when you're selling that page, that amount, and your average client lasts about 2 months, unfortunately, because you're at that price point. But imagine this: imagine creating social assets like I showed you earlier, right? That are pumping out leads, but not just any lead, right? I want to teach you something real quick. A little bit about where the car industry is at right now. Does anybody know the struggles they're going through? Anybody? Next slide real quick, Brian, if you don't mind.
Yep. Oh, hang on. I'm going to tee it up for you.
Yep. The new major problem that they're having, they are switching over to electric vehicles by 2035, right? Cadillac's promising sooner. Used cars, there's unlimited. They're just having to pay a lot of money for them. But the new car supply is extremely limited right now. Okay. The new car supply, GMC, they're on a 6-day new car supply right now. My Dodge client, he has 17 new Dodges coming in 90 days. So how are you going to maintain and run a profitable business if that's going on? Used cars are going up immensely. If you go to Credit Karma or KBB, look up your car. It's went up a couple thousand in the last month, you'll notice. But what they're freaking out about is the inventory shortage. And this is what's happening. They can still get used cars. However, this is what it's cost them to get used cars. Let me show you.
Let me find it, Sid. Yep. So here it is. I'm going to find your auction slide because it really blew me away, man. Here you go, Sid.
Yeah. So this is my GMC client. He was just at the auction in Memphis. You can see April, so a month ago. And notice here that when he's buying a vehicle like this one here, he's buying a $40,000 vehicle. He's having to pay $715 fee. That's not even including the shipping, which is outrageous now too. You're going to pay $400 or $500 shipping on those cars to get them back to your store. Also, he's in Southwest Georgia. Notice here on a $13,700 vehicle, he's paying $435 plus $470 plus shipping, right? He's going to have another $750 to $1,000 in that car, just buying it at the auction, right? But it's a little bit trickier than that. Right now with the shortage, let me show you what he's doing. I had to blank it out because he used the F word, to be honest with you. But here you can see where he texts me. He goes, frickin' NADA clean trade's $15,000. Let me tell you what NADA clean trade is, just so all of you know. NADA clean trade is what a bank will loan on the car. So you kind of buy based on what a bank will loan. Well, if you have great credit, a bank will loan 120, 25%. If you have bad credit, they're going to loan between 90 and 110%, depending on the person's credit. By the way, 65% of the public has bad credit, right? So you got to be careful where you buy, or you're going to limit your potential buyers, right? If you'll look into that picture, you'll see that he was having to pay $19,500 for this vehicle. Now, if NADA clean trade is $15,000, right? That means that they're only going to do 120% with good credit, which is $18,000. He's paying $19,500 plus the $700 or $1,000 in fees. Plus, I was a used car director. When you have a brick and mortar building like that, you have to get on what's called frontline ready. I put brand new tires, new brakes on every single used car when they came in, because if something goes wrong, guess what? You can find me. I can't go hide that building from you, right? I spent on average $2,000 a car getting them frontline ready. So think about that, right? You're paying $19,500, you got $1,000 of fees and all that stuff, and then you add in the $2,000. You own the car for $22,500, and the bank will only finance $18,000. So that means somebody has to put down $4,500 just for you to even make $1 or to break out of it. Well, let me tell you a secret. People don't put down $4,500. Anybody want to take a guess on what the average down payment is? $500.
Wow.
You can normally get $1,000 out of a lot of people, but $500. And most people don't want to put down anything. And I get it. They'd rather, have a higher monthly payment, but it is what it is. So right now, with dealers having to pay all that money for a used car, because that's the only thing they can get, because they're limited to 17 new vehicles over 90 days. I mean, if they knock it out of the park, they're going to average 6 cars a month. You don't stay open selling 6 cars a month. We sell 1,000 cars a month at my Toyota store, okay? I want you to stop. So what does a dealer need now? More than buyers? What are they begging for? And have never, ever, ever, ever once had anybody come up with a solution that can offer this to them. That's right, sellers. So let's go through and let's show them more, Brian.
I got 2 leads here, Sid, and if you look at them, guys, if you look at these leads, look at the bottom left where we got the red arrows. One of the questions says, this is in the Jeep group, are you looking to sell or buy? So, Sid, the fact that they want to sell is extremely attractive to all the car dealerships.
Nobody's ever offered this to a car dealer, and they're all wanting it right now. My Jeep client said he had 2 different guys come by from new car stores trying to buy his inventory that day. And he's like, pass, I'm out, right? With these groups, I started massaging the questions. Real simple. Do you already own a Jeep? Yes, no. Are you looking to buy or sell? Buy, sell. You know, and then ironically, I also say, would you like to help with our Jeep Finder service? If so, give us your email. Believe it or not, I'm collecting about 40% emails that way. Okay. Now, if they said, yes, I need help with your Jeep Finder service, what is that? I've got 53 Jeeps in stock. That's where we're going to find it, right? That's a lead who gives you their email, right? Now, a lot of them are saying, I don't own a Jeep, I want to buy, and that's a traditional lead, right? But the ones that are saying, I already own a Jeep and I'm looking to sell, how much are those worth to a car dealer? Now they can buy a car off the street. Let me explain that to you. You can go to an individual and you can have a captive audience, right? Unlike the auction where you're sitting there with hundreds of people bidding the price where? Up. This is where you can go drive it, pick it apart, and bid the price down. How valuable is it for them to be able to go buy a car where there's not 200 people around them that all know what the book is and all know what they got to pay to get it, which was $19,500 at the auction? This is the only way a dealer is going to survive over the next 12 months, hands down, no questions asked. Okay? All right.
All right.
Let's go to the
Sid,
next.
I decided to call it priceless because this is, yeah, sure, it's worth hundreds, if not thousands per lead, but the reality is it's keep your business alive kind of priceless. That kind of good, guys.
It is.
So if you look at them again, look, they want to sell. And most of the time when they sell, they want to buy a new one anyway. So it's
That's right.
probably a double lead. And we're getting these things come through nonstop.
70% of people who trade in a car buy a new one. Yep.
Oh, I believe it. It has to be.
Yep.
Well, look at these. All these people wanting to come in. All these people joining the group, answering the questions. They want to buy. They want to sell. They want to buy. This one over here wants to sell and buy, right? Sell. I want to buy. We're generating them nonstop, page after page after page. Shoot. Let's get out of the PowerPoint. I said we wouldn't spend all our time in a PowerPoint. Hang on. Let me find Facebook and let me show you behind the scenes of what we're really doing. And then Sid, you can add some color and clarity on this because I really think, you guys, hang on, let me pull this up. So here is same group. This is our Jeeps group. And this is one of them. We've got over 20 groups now. But this one, I want you to notice a couple things. What do you guys see before I lead you to it? What do you see that jumps out to you on this page? Do you see anything? And then I want to highlight it. I'll let Sid highlight them, but there should be 2 things, at least maybe 3, that jump right out at you.
What do you see? George, what do you see on this? Number of members? Yep, 18,000. That's good. But are the members really the hot button? It's really the growth that's the hot button. Look how many member requests we have.
Yep, look over here. So if you go here, we've got 283, is it 83? 38, excuse me, 238 people wanting to join, and 55 posts pending. Now watch carefully. Watch carefully here. Now, what if I told you that every one of those requests was a lead? Or the vast majority. I wouldn't say every, but 90% plus. And what if I told you that the pending posts it was like other people doing the fulfillment for me? Let me give you an example. Here's somebody saying, anyone know where I can buy this Jeep? It was sold before I can get it. Look at that. Look at that post. It was sold before I could get it. Right? And look, she has 48 comments.
Yeah.
I didn't comment on it. Sid didn't comment on it. This is user-generated content.
Any Jeeps for sale around 5K?
Good luck.
Not really looking for a project? Yeah, good luck. I'll take 10 of them.
Here's a post from me. And look when I made this, I welcomed some people, right? And what's interesting, I want to buy a Jeep. I'm selling my vehicle, right? And this one's a Ford, but I'm looking for a 2-door or 4-door, right? I'm looking for a white 4-door. I'm selling this 2013. All of these are leads. So I want you to think, when you're doing internet marketing for your client, how many leads, how big of results can you generate? Because what I want to show you, right? If I go here, now I'm looking at the members. John just requested to join 3 minutes ago while we were on the call. He owns a Jeep. He's looking to buy. Right? Now, what's cool, I can scroll through all of these, right? And you know what's fascinating? Every single one of them want to either buy or sell. Every single one. They want to buy or sell. And now we're not doing any work to generate the leads, right? Like this one from Emily Preeb, I guess, 8 hours ago. She said, I want to sell and buy. So she wants to get rid of the Jeep she has and buy a new one. And she said, hey, can you help me out? She gave us her email for the buyer service. Think about that.
How much effort did I put in to generate that lead with an email?
None. We didn't do anything, guys. We didn't do a thing. Now, here's what I will do. I do every now and then, I look at the posts in the group and I go, all right, let's see what people want to write. So we usually let somebody else do it. And I want you guys to see this. Check this out. I have a set of XJ fender flares. I don't know anything about cars, but that's Jeep related. So I'm going to hit, I can tell because of the pictures. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let that post go. Now, our team usually does this. Here's somebody selling Jeep tires. Sid, that's okay, right?
Yeah, that's good content.
Yeah. Guys, this is other people doing the fulfillment for us. Here's this guy, Brian P. He's selling an older Jeep. Yep.
Would he take $5,000?
I bet he would. Right? I don't know what this is, Sid. Doorknobs? I'm going to say no to that.
Yeah. Those look stolen off of a foreclosed house.
Right? No. Yep. They're selling lights. Same guy. Nope. Matter of fact, I'm not only going to, looks like he's done it a few times. Watch this. I think I'm going to decline and block this guy.
Yeah, he's out.
Gone. I'm going to remove his stuff. Normally, I don't do that kind of stuff, but the guy's spamming the group, right? All right. Yeah, look at this guy's a piece of work. All right. So, but as you look at these posts being made by other people, now this person's selling a car, but it's a Yukon. Do I want a picture of a GMC Yukon in a group about Jeeps? No. I'm not going to block the guy. I'm just going to decline, right?
Yeah.
You see what's happening. Selling tires. I'll take them. Selling a Suburban roof rack. I don't think so. Selling a Jeep. Look at that. Adam Messer. So what's happening is other people are doing the work, right? Other people are doing all the content, generating all the leads for us. We just sort of get paid, right? And we'll put the rest of the puzzle together. And I approved a few things. This is for a Jeep. All right. I don't even know what that is. I think it's
a 44 axle.
Yeah, we'll approve it, right? That's not a Jeep, Sid. I'm gonna have to say no. All right. So you guys get the idea, right? We have all these other people. How do you get paid for hosting this group? Mark asked an important question. And keeping up with all these people, right? Another one 2 minutes ago. Paul Formica here. Right? So how do we get paid? Let's look at it. Now I want you to notice this guy. We got a guy in the group named John Reinhardt. Now this is our client for this group. Our client is paying. Well, let me jump back to the PowerPoint. This is John, and he made a post, right? And I have a bunch of leads I can show you in here. These are all leads that are coming in every day. Typically, we generate 100 to 200 leads a day. So, yeah, this day it was 92 when I made this slide. So every day we're getting all these leads. But how do we get paid? Well, we connect somebody that has a problem, this gentleman that owns the car dealership, John, to the solution, which is our social asset, right? And so now, let me show you, right? I mean, lead after lead, giving us their email. We get everything we could want. They have cash in hand.
Exclusive leads, by the way.
Yeah. We have so many leads we can't keep up. And this guy, John, funny enough, is the client on this group. And Sid, if you want to share, we're generating so much results. We're crushing every other source of revenue and leads they have, all of them together.
He called me this morning and said his salespeople came and said they needed more salespeople to take the calls. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, well, we were joking around and I'm like, man, that's awesome. Yeah, that's good. So he's like, he also mentioned that he's canceling cars.com, which is a huge pat on my back. Why? Because I know he's spending $5,000 to $7,000 for cars.com, right? So now I know my value just went up tremendously, right? I know that if I'm outperforming a $7,000 spend for $2,500, how loyal do you think he is right now? And
he's pretty loyal, Sid.
How blown up are the text messages and the phone calls that we're driving to him? How valuable are those that the salespeople tapped out and said, we hire a couple more salespeople to help us with these calls? Salespeople don't ask for more salespeople. I'm going to just tell you that. That's the truth. So that, and he has a little dealership.
Sid, he doesn't have a giant store like you were GM of. He's got a used store, I don't know, 50, 75 cars.
75 cars,
Georgia. Yeah. So guys, this is nothing big. I mean, this could have it doesn't have a dirt lot, but it could. And he just cuts a check for $2,500. As a matter of fact, Sid, if you told him it was $3,000 to keep it, do you think he'd pay more?
I know he will now. When I originally first started charging him $2,500, it was just kind of an honor thing. But I know, not only do I know that he'll pay more now because we're over delivering fold what we promised. He's asked me, if you'll notice, he focuses on Hummers. He also sells Argos, which are those 6 and 8 wheel off-road vehicles. He's getting destroyed with those Argos. He's getting hundreds of calls a day because there's not a lot of dealers out there. But now he's asked me to build a page for each of those. Well, guess what? He knows what the pages cost, $2,500 a month.
Guys, so when the value is so big, it doesn't matter about the price. So in this case, the value is we're generating 500, 600, 700 leads a month, buying and selling. It doesn't matter. All day long, he'll spend the money. As a matter of fact, I had one of our members, I made him an admin of our group so he can kind of see behind the scenes. And his name is David. He's from out in LA. Really good dude. And David's
not easily impressed.
He's not easily impressed. He's a pessimist.
I don't want to say a pessimist. Has to be a pessimist. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, he probably is. While he had it, the first day we generated 84 leads, according to his count. If you can't sell this, you need to get out of the business and work at Taco Bell, he said. And this was in April. We let him in there for a week. We generated 500 leads in a week that he was an admin. So pretty crazy. All right. So watch this. And he says, holy shit. Listen, a lot of you are thinking, man, this sounds amazing. Mark's asking a bunch of questions, specific questions. We'll answer all of them, you guys. But if you're thinking, I can never get deals, let alone car dealerships, you're in luck. I'm going to tell you the secret on the call. Stop selling. It isn't working for the vast majority of you. And this is true every aspect of your agency. If you've been in local more than 3 months and you don't have at least 5 clients, your model's flawed, right? It isn't working the way you want it to, right? So stop selling. It's like you're beating your head against the wall. Speaking of 80s infomercials, It was that woman. She had whitish blonde hair, if anybody remembers, and she would pound her head against the wall and talk about the definition of insanity was doing the same thing over and over again. Now, I think it was an Einstein quote, but she was using it in her marketing on TV. And you know what? She's right. If you're not getting deals, stop. So what should you do? And this is what I said you can incorporate in your business right now. I was telling Jack about this. We started using a freemium model. So all that really means is we structure the deal, right? We structure the deal where it's free. No credit card, no nothing, right? All we're trying to do is what? Does anybody remember Sid's formula? See if anybody gets it, Sid. We're trying to do one thing. If the value is over the price, what happens? Rodney, right? A sale. Joe got it. Yeah, all of you. Rose. Okay. Yes. Yes. So if we could do that for free, do you think the dealer or the owner in these small car dealerships would want to pay to keep it? Do you think if the value we give them is so good, so big, it far exceeds the price that they wouldn't want to lose it? You tell me. You saw what David said. You saw what the customer said. So the answer, of course, is yes. It is a sale, right? And that's what happens. Now with 5 groups, now we're coming up on 30. I think we got 22 good ones, and we got a few other ones that are still new. With 5 groups, you're looking at $150K, following our model at $2,500, leasing the asset and simply giving them away. We show you the strategy, and there's a little bit of a rub to it, but truth be told, I'm not holding back on you. We give it away. We blow them away with results that we don't do any of the work on, by the way. And when we blow them away, we're just like, hey, yeah, if you want to keep this, we're actually going to start selling it now that it's really generating lots and lots of leads. Every single person, they're not going to let it go, guys. So this is kind of what we're doing. We know we have something pretty big. We only started to build these for ourselves, for our company. And we said we could spend the next 9 months and blanket the US and Canada. And then we realized we could also build a model that every single member makes money. Every single member, because anybody can give something away for free. So earlier, Sid asked, it wasn't me, but Sid asked, how many of you would like an extra $2,500 a month? And a lot of you raised your hand. And I want to take, Mark said, Brian, what about barrier to entry? And we're going to talk about that in a minute, right? So, watch this. I would say $2,500 a month to Sid. I'd say, why would anybody settle for one? It's a simple, remember I said at the beginning, very simple. It's cookie cutter easy. We've got the blueprint dialed in. It's passive recurring. I don't make any of those posts. What you just saw that I might spend 15 minutes in a week is about as active as I'm ever going to get. And I think anybody on the call can do it. If you can send an email or make a post, you can do it. If you don't know how, we can show you how to do it. It's pretty easy. Now, I'm going to go through, before we get into some of the Q&A and the analysis of, I love Mark Royer's questions and Joe and a few others and Dave. If this sounds remotely interesting, you can give us a 1. And I'm going to break it down. And it doesn't matter if this fits or doesn't fit for you. We're going to analyze it. We're going to show you the good, the bad, because there's one major rub on the model, and I'll explain it in a second, that might get in the way. And I'll just come out and tell you. And then we'll show you how you can move. All right, watch this. All right, we call it, we're not rocket scientists, but I really liked when Sid was telling me the story about vending machines, and they are social sites. So we're like, oh, social vending machine. It sounds like a great idea, right? Okay, so we built a training, 10 modules, very, very efficient, right? That detail the entire model that we've implemented. First one, take you 15 minutes, breaks the entire system down. Second one has 3 parts. And this is basically me interrogating, grilling Sid to pull out his automotive knowledge. Who does what? How do I talk to them? How do I give them something for free without them blowing me off, right? All these kinds of things. How do I know how much money they're spending a month in marketing? He can tell you a formula, a very simple formula, no algebra, looking at the car dealership, whether it's new or used, how much money they're spending in advertising. And when you know that, you know whether you're at 2,500, 3,000, or even more. We then we get into really the exact blueprint. We call it the passive agency, right? Strategy. And let me tell you what that means. This is the secret sauce. This is exactly what we're doing. Everything you need to start building your income stream tonight, actually. I don't care if you only have 3, 4, 5 hours a week. You can do this and generate passive revenue in your agency. It'll work in parallel with anything else you're doing. It's actually kind of fun. It is so easy to do. 3rd module, we teach you everything. 4th module, it's all about building the social asset. We show you the tricks and the tips you need. We show you, we actually don't show you the swipe file. We give you a swipe file where we created hundreds of different unique and customizable posts that you can copy and paste. We've got all these systems. We even got this thing, we've been calling it a forced multiplier. And I'm going to tell you about that. Our force multiplier system will blow up your site, your group, faster than we ever did because we didn't know about it back then. We got lucky and we didn't realize it. 5th module, I told you you got to scale. Look, $2,500 a month is phenomenal, but 18,000, much better. Once you get the first one cranking out leads, you're going to want a second one. The members are generating their content. I showed it to you, right? And I'm going to go back and show you a little trick I do. Even if you don't decide to join, I want to teach you this trick so you can use. And you can start to double down. This isn't Vegas, but you can double down. We'll split them, right? And now you'll have a second, right? And a third. And we show you exactly what we're doing to scale. And you don't want to have too many. It's easy to get greedy, but we show you the formula on how we started scaling. Then we put them on autopilot because remember, the whole point of this conversation tonight was around passive, right? How do we make this thing just run without work? So there's an initial push to get it rolling, right? But once you do it, it won't stop. It will literally just keep rolling and rolling. So your assets will become self-sustaining. Every now and then you can do what we just did, pop in and delete them, or you can have somebody else do it. And you can drop any of our hundreds of done for you posts if you want to give it a little shot in the arm or adrenaline, right? So you could even have someone else do it, which is kind of what Sid and I do. Tracking. Now, I told you there was a rub. The most important thing that I realized right away was this gets away from you fast. How do I quantify the results? I want you to think of like lead tracker Jack, call tracker Jack, right? Think of some of the products that Jack has. Tracking is critical. So how do we collect the lead info? Well, every lead captured by our team or yours is a lead, right? Every contact. You can connect your dealer in the group once they're paying you money. You and your client, right, can connect directly to the member, right? You can build a hot sheet. Now, what we do, here's what we do. We automate that process of building the sheet, funneling the leads in real time to the dealer. Now, the 8th module, I want you to notice there was no real module about getting clients because the 8th module is pricing, and we actually make it, pricing is how we sell these leads and make money. We give you the exact packages we're using, right? Both to find new buyers, find new inventory, that's people who want to sell, how to stack, right? How to stack value. And we show you, right? We've got a little software, and I'll tease it out later, but called our inventory syndication, automotive inventory syndication. It's completely automated. And what we do with our software, as you may imagine, is we syndicate their inventory in multiple places. All right, so keep that in mind. But in this module, in 8, it's 4 parts, and we show you exactly what we're doing to give it away and how the price and the formula for charging them is how we land clients, even if you've never landed a client before. I promise you, when you're giving away an asset that's producing leads that make them thousands of dollars, you'll be surprised how fast you land your first client. It's really, really easy for anybody. So, 9th module is all about the lead delivery. This is really the rub. You got to have this handled. And we do it with a feed, a live feed, giving them new leads. You ever had a client say, "What have you done for me lately?" Well, funny enough, every single day you can answer that question. They don't get in the way. They don't steal your time because you're constantly funneling them like it's a fire hose amount of leads, right? It's unbelievable. And now the 10th module, we really get into asset selling versus leasing, right? Do you want to control the asset and lease it, or do you want to sell it for a flat fee? And we break it down. We've got some formulas, valuation formulas, and we show you why leasing really works out and why it'll make you the most money for the long term. Now I'm going to go through the rest, but I'm curious right now. Give me a 1 if you're in, if this makes complete sense. Money aside, if you're in and this makes sense, give me a 1, because before I finish, I want to write your names down. Anybody who gave me a 1 now and came on board, Sid's got a little extra something special for you later, and we'll come back to that. So, all right, Garish, I love it. Big shout out to Garish. Okay, a lot of 1s. All right, well, watch this. The good news is I'm not done yet, and I do have some cool things because I'm going to fill in every single gap. Now, earlier, I mentioned the force multiplier. I've got a slide about that, but we also have our monetization machine. This is really our blueprint of what to say, how to say it, who to say it to, every last secret that Sid and then to a lesser extent myself have mastered selling leads to dealerships, right? Borrow our experience, our credibility, our results, our case studies, right? This machine is awesome. So, force multiplier is a shortcut that'll basically tap into hidden audiences of buyers. So imagine you saw our Jeep group. Imagine you had a Corvette group, and you can tap into people that were passionate about Corvettes and get them in your group. And we teach you exactly how to do that. Our $1 million lead capture service, this is slick. We call it $1 million lead capture because every single person in your group becomes a hot marketable lead. We will set you up to deliver leads that generate $1,000 a month plus. Now, I will tell you, once I understood the value and how far it exceeded the price, I've never gone under $2,500. You're going to get paid the highest commissions on these leads. There is zero cold outreach, no meeting anybody in person. Everything is based on a social contact initiated not by you, not by me, but by the lead. The lead raises his or her hand and says, "I want this." It doesn't get any more valuable, right? All right. Now, for everybody that raised their hand, and there's a lot of you, right? For all of you, done for you dealer closing. If you ever said you need a little help putting the deal together, Sid, myself, our entire team, and Sid's got a great little sales team of former car guys, right? And guess what? You're not sure what to charge? We have it all built out for you in packages. What if you're still struggling and you just want to give away a few assets? You've built 3. You want to give them away so that you can monetize them and make that $2,500 a month. So for all of you that hit 1 as a special bonus on the call, we'll do done for you dealer closing. What does that really mean? That means you're not in it alone. You don't have me, but you have Sid. Sid was a general manager of several stores. He owned 2 used stores that I know about, if not more. He's been in almost every role in the business, forgotten more than I know about the industry. And if it comes down to giving away, right, to get in the door, we've got this dialed in at a close rate that's just under 100%. It's pretty darn good. So Yeah, we don't charge you anything, Mark B. This done for you dealer closing is a special bonus. There's no fee. We're not trying to make money off you. Look, if you're so inclined, send Sid a burrito gift card in a couple months, and I'm sure he's grateful. Listen, guys, the goal is for you to make money, not for us to charge you for that service. Now, what I want to do is give you this. Watch this. No. I'm going to give you the link, and then I'm going to give you another bonus. So, net, we charge 3 payments of $397. You can see the link. Sid or Jack, if you don't mind putting it in the chat, that would be awesome. socialvendingmachine.net/Jack. However, Jack asked me, and he can be very persistent if you don't already know. Jack asked me this morning for the same bonus, the same deal I gave my own customers the first time I delivered this the other day. And he said, I want my customers to have the same deal, and I want the same bonus, or better, actually, is what he really said. So here's what we did. Watch this. We put together some bonuses, and some you're going to expect and some you're not, right? So first and foremost, we've got a mastermind group that Sid runs and I assist him in, where you can rub virtual elbows with our entire group, our team and our other members, including our sales team leaders. You can get one-on-one help, right? You can see it all in the group. This is a typical super active Facebook group. The difference is, Sid, how many times a day do you end up calling somebody to help them on an average day?
2 or 3 times a day, at least. I mean,
Guys, every day.
I did 4 today.
If there's
People
a
just have a
problem,
question.
yeah, and you need help, Sid in a big email, or he'd rather just call and talk to you. So that's what we do. So that's our mastermind group. We've got a virtual conference coming up. Jack and I did a conference days before last year, before the pandemic. And we had a lot of fun. It was a great event. I'm glad we got it in right before it was end of February. So while I think it's okay now to do a live event, we've built a virtual conference around our social assets. We've got owners, we've got GMs, we've got a few of our team, and it's a one-day event. You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to leave your house. You can do it from the comfort of your home, and you're going to get to see all sides of the coin, right? You don't have to pay anything, no. So what else? We've got a resource library, and I didn't build this, it didn't, but our team, they're pretty good. They're better than we are at graphics and design and stuff. They built out dozens and dozens of posts for almost every kind of vehicle you could want. This is actually awesome what they did. And I mean, super over delivered. Vanessa and our entire fulfillment team did this. And if you're the kind of person, and this is me, I like a checklist more than I like a video, right? And Vanessa, with my help, we built a line-by-line checklist to maximize everything, every possible thing you need to do, right? And that's what we came up with. How to hack the Facebook algorithm to get people in. And I use hack because it's an in vogue word. It's just how to exploit it, right? We show you how to accelerate your results. Now, before I give you the last bonus, I've got one more time for you to be interested. One more time for those of you that are interested to give me a 1, and then I'm going to move on, and I'm going to give you the absolute last bonus. And when you see it, you're going to be really, really surprised what we're doing. So I'll give you 1 sec. I'm seeing them starting to stream in. Well, the reason I wanted to do that, because I will hold, and Sid basically grab screens for any of you that got on board, right? We're going to give you that done-for-you closing help at no additional cost. I told you I wasn't done. I'm still not done. Here you go. This is our mega bonus. We have a monthly fee group, and we usually do 30 days. And I said, Sid, I'm 100% certain that every single member can make money with this. Why don't we make it 90 days free? Let me tell you what we're going to do for you. You ever said, I wish I had a team, I wish I had help? Well, watch. We're going to help you set up your group and optimize it, right? We're going to manage all your members. I told you the hardest thing about what we're doing is membership management. We have so many people joining. We want to collect automatically all those leads, and right, we're going to do all that for you. We have a strategy that maximizes this Facebook algorithm. We then capture all of them automatically for you, and we have a data mining system that provides more value around each lead, extra attributes that's available compliantly from Facebook that we then wrap up with the lead to give more information to the client. All of this is done and packaged in a ready-to-use format all day, every day, provided to your dealer. Now, we're not going to charge you a penny for this. We charge a monthly. You can have it for 90 days. And if you're making money, then stay and, participate. And if you're not, then don't do it. But I like to call it the we do the work for you bonus. This is completely passive for you. It's hands-free. We connect the fulfillment from your asset to your dealership clients. Our team will deliver your leads in real time for you. You set it, you forget it. Our team will do the work. That's it. We're going to pass all the leads every day so you don't have to think about it. In this model, every model has a rub. That's the rub in the model. There's a lot of activity that comes in. So we've got a software that'll do it and automate it for you. Now, I mentioned a software. One of the other things, and I don't want to spend time on the call on it, what if I told you, in addition to the leads that are asset generated, Mark Royer, you're going to like this. In addition to the leads that are asset generated, we've got, this is like version 3 or maybe 4.0 of our automotive syndication software. So you can, sorry, Grant Cardone, you can 10x your results for your clients. You can get the exact cars your dealership has in front of a highly targeted audience. Do you think a Jeep audience would be interested in seeing more Jeeps? Yes. We do it all for you, 100%. You don't have to do anything, right? We take the data feed from your dealer and we then syndicate it out for you. Let me show you what a week looks like. Let me give you an example, sample week with the software. I think I have, yep, here you go. So we had 167 chats. That's right. I just installed this a week ago. It's a brand new client. 18,000 views of their inventory, 21 phone calls. Think about that. That was 1 week. That's in addition to the leads we're pulling out of the asset, out of the social group. These are quantifiable. You've all used Call Tracker Jack, same concept. As a matter of fact, if you have Call Tracker Jack, you can plug it in here in a very big way. Guess what? This is 1 week, 167 unique chats. So I tell you that because I show you we've got the asset generating results. We've got the software that generates results. We've got this whole thing dialed in a way that you don't have to have any excuses, no obstacles. You don't have to fail at getting clients. Guess why? We've got a freemium model where you give the asset away. You don't have to get nervous selling. You don't have to be technical. There is no technical element. We've got that dialed in. There is no paid ads. Could you do a paid ad? Sure. Sid and I do not spend 1 penny on paid traffic. None of the headaches that you may encounter in your agency. Fulfillment? No, the members in the group do the fulfillment. All right. Think about this. You can charge up to $2,500 an asset. Use our roadmap. The margin is super high, 90% profit margin. One asset can make you $30,000 to $35,000 a year. This is what we built. This is a passive agency that requires no experience. Doesn't matter if you're 35 or 75. If you can turn on a computer and log into Facebook, you got this. We give you everything else you could possibly need. We've got more bonuses than you can ever want. And then when you throw in our 90-day, we do the work bonus, right? Our gold mine, our group's called Gold Mine. When we throw that in, we become the support that you needed, right? And we've given you a model that you've been looking for. Take a lot of what you learned from Jack, even from other products you may have bought, and you're able to kind of roll it in here in a way that you've never really thought about. And I got to be honest, first time I got into this, I was there when we started these groups. I had no idea they had blown up like this. And Sid blew me away. So what we're going to do is we'll go jump around in the Facebook group. We'll show you things. We'll answer questions. This is a totally laid back call. I want you to feel like you're amongst friends. We can chat and we can give you more information. But that's the plan. So let's see. All right, we'll start with Sid. I'm going to throw some out to you. I'll start with Mark.
I was going to answer live. I promise.
Go ahead.
I got to scroll back up. There's a bunch.
Get that one.
He asked, what keeps a car dealer from just doing this himself? I want to tell you.
Does everybody understand that? Does everybody understand it? So
why wouldn't a car dealer just do this?
Why would they do it themselves? Now, Sid, you were the GM of a dealership. You answer that question.
Well, first off, I sold cars for a living. I didn't go building Facebook groups. Like I wouldn't do that. But let's say there's a small dealer that probably could have, right? Like my first client. My first client, I gave it to him, right? He's a guy I've known for years. I said, dude, I know you got Jeeps. I gave it to him. He came back to me after having it for 2 years and said, man, I can't, I can't do this. I'm not doing that. I said, dude, you should be selling 25 cars a month out of it. And he's like, I know. That's when I said, well, hey, here's the deal. I'm going to take it over. I'm going to start jamming with it. Once I cross a certain amount of leads, will you give me $2,500? He said, yes. Right. I don't want to give away too much, but that's what happened. That's how we got it. Car dealers can't do it. They're not going to do it. They might try and do it, but they'll fail miserably. And then you can charge a higher price like I did. Okay. So that is in no threat. I promise you. All right. What other questions do we have?
Let me serve it up. All right. What about is it possible to do this with used cars, or do I have to hit up a new car store?
You can do it with new or used. And let me help you a little bit with a used car lot, right? I'll give you an idea. San Marcos, Texas, there's Roger Beasley Mazda, right? That's a small store, very small store. What do you think they spend in PPC a month? What would you think a Mazda store selling about 80 cars a month?
I don't know.
What do you think?
5,000, 10,000?
50,000
Wow.
in PPC, right? Don't let the small stores fool you, right? I can tell you national average is $600 per car sold is what they spend in advertising. So even when you see a small store that sells 20 cars a month, they're spending $12,000. Remind you, the ticket on this is $2,500. You're ideal for those clients. Don't go passing up the 21,000 new car dealerships that are in this country, or the 50 plus or 250,000 used car dealerships in this country. And every single one of those are a client. That's 270,000 opportunities on Jeeps, on Camaros, on Mustangs, on RVs, campers, motorcycles, Harleys, ATVs, side-by-sides, Chargers, Challengers, Jeeps, Cherokees, 4Runners, Toyotas, Hondas. There's no limit on it. Remember how we told you we wanted to do something so simple, it was keep it simple, stupid? This is so simple that the only thing that confuses it is you're trying to figure out why would it be confusing. It's not confusing. It's very, very simple. It's because we show you how to have the proper position, the proper leverage, and with the freemium model, you'll never sell ever.
I love it. So good question from Mark. Mark said, Brian or Sid, do we have protected territories? If not, what keeps you from trolling the members' groups and starting your own groups? Well, we don't have protected territories, right? Anybody can do anything they want. As a matter of fact, so we have that group, Mark, in Georgia, the Jeep group. I would encourage you to say, hey, obviously Jeeps are hot. Let me start my own in Georgia, right? There's no monopoly on a group. There's dozens and dozens of types of cars. And when you start factoring it out into regions and states and cities, it gets into the many thousands of different permutations. Honestly, we have 20-something groups right now. realistically, we're not going to go much bigger. We had to prove the model before we actually move forward with it. Yeah, we're no Amazon, and we definitely don't have the infrastructure for that. So what we decided to do, rather than something like that, Mark, is we build a model where we can support all the members the same way we're reporting our group. We support our own groups. Burgess said, Brian, how long does it take to get to 5,000? Let me start here, Burgess. So you can start monetizing with about 250 members. A sweet spot, though, is about 1,000. You can actually really make that thing start to go. To get to 5,000 with no ads, and we didn't do any ads, I don't have that number handy, but realistically, to get to 5,000, you're probably talking 6 months.
But Brian, go in and show the active real quick. I'll show the growth in the active.
That's a good idea, Sid. Hang on.
Yeah, because in the beginning, now listen, when I did the fulfillment in the beginning, I would do it from my phone as I was waiting in the line at the pharmacy, right, or at the grocery store, right. I would just swipe. It was no big deal, and I was kind of hard on them, you know, like I didn't want to let any bots in, right. So I didn't let bots in, and there is a few bots that'll come through. It's easy. You just go through and see who joined Facebook in the last 2 weeks, right? But notice out of our 17,983 members, 13,000 of them are active right now. Now, I don't know how many of you know or understand or have dealt with that. That is astronomical. If we didn't have the screenshot, people wouldn't believe us. That's how active this group is. And the reason why it stays that active is because we let them fender trade. We let them swap. We let them sell tires. We let them, you know, do their own content. We let them talk about CJs and TJs and YJs. We let them say, I got 13 grand. Who can help me? We do all of that. Okay.
I love it. Okay. So great question. Really good one from Emerson. He said, Brian, how long before I can actually make money? Realistically, Emerson, could you make money tomorrow? Sure. Is that realistic? No. I would say 2 weeks. Just keeping it straight. And he said, could I get to 1,000 members in a month? You can. Absolutely.
We do show you a way where you could very fast. There's ways to, yeah, we share that.
So Burgess said, let me ask you this. When would you start your freemium offer in terms of number of members? I like between 500 and 1,000, Burgess, but you got to understand, even when they're freemium, I'm still monetizing, and we kind of show you that. Okay. Dave Allen has a good one, Sid. He said, hey, guys, how would I lock them in for monthly recurring so the dealerships don't jump ship? So, Dave, think about this. Let's say nobody likes to be locked in, right? But it's a fair question. So
the 2,500 is a month, by the way.
Yeah, the 2,500 was a month, the fee. Up 19 minutes ago, we just got a new one on the call. Let me see what this one says. Oh, here's her email. Don't y'all pretend we're all on the same team here. Don't hit her up. She just said she's looking to buy. She wants help. 19 minutes ago. We were on the call. Think about that. On the call. Now, the reason, to Dave Allen's question, the reason that nobody wants to ever, they don't want to quit, right? Why do they not want to quit? Well, let me highlight you one more time, Dave. So right now we got 238 leads coming on board right now. We average, let me go conservative and say 50. It's more than that a day, but let me say 50. It's closer to 100. So if it's 50 a day right now, and it builds to that, remember, it self-fulfills, right? So,
do you want to know how many leads we promised for the 2,500?
Let's see if anybody knows. For the 2,500 leads that we're now generating between 500 and 1,000, how many leads did we promise them that they would get a month before they had to pay? Does anybody have the foggiest idea? I can't wait till you see this. Good question, Sid. Smarty Pants, Burgess, and Rose. Catherine said 150 to 200. No, 100 leads.
Current members, yeah.
Burgess got it. A few of you, right? Burgess got it. Now, guess what? 100 leads. We could give them 100 leads in a matter of, with an established group in a day or two. So somebody said, does that mean that they might get the group for free the first month? They might. You might get what's called bird dog fees, where you get $200 and $300 per sale from salespeople. We've got a couple different monetization models, but what's cool about it is you've never seen anything that generates massive, massive results for the customer like this. I've seen everything out there. Every single thing, I've seen it. If it's existed in local marketing, I've seen it. This dwarfs anything you've seen in terms of results. Anything. There are many things that work, right? What attracts me to this, I don't write any of these posts, right? I don't run any ads. I don't do any of this stuff at all, right? So like this guy, Matthew Mitchler, right? Sure, Matthew did the work. This one, Bobby Fountain yesterday. Yep, looks good. Angel. Yep, I don't even know what this stuff is. Yep, tow hook, sure. Right? Jeep Grand Cherokee. Yep, right? 1 day ago. Guys, they're doing the work for me. The software grabs the leads out of the group, pumps it automatically over to the freemium dealer. The members build all the content so it self-fulfills and just grows. And then when you bring in our software, the syndication stuff gets really, really attractive. That's just like icing. You want to see a dealer's head spin when all of a sudden his phone, another one, more chats. It's unbelievable, the massive social proof, the massive results. Girish said, oh my God, this is amazing. Dave just said 20 dealers at 2,500 is 50K.
It's crazy. My Dodge dealer just texted me or called. I forwarded him to voicemail. And my Jeep dealer just called, text me like 30 minutes ago. It's like their ears are burning over here.
Mark Royer said, do we have to buy any third-party software? No, none, Mark. Burgess said, Brian, I've got a car dealer on the line. He asked me how many leads per month. And he said, I don't want any bot leads. We don't have any bot leads. Typically, early on, we've got a model where we give it away until it surpasses 100, Burgess. Ask him if free is a good number until you're giving him at least 100. And then after that, he's got to pay. And if he doesn't want to pay, I promise you there's 10 other guys that will.
Let me go ahead and tell you real quick, like anywhere in the country that you're at, the digital leads bring between $25 and $35, right? The Carolinas, I've seen them get as low as 20, and it's been a year since I shopped them, so they're probably more now. Let me tell you about two areas. I don't know where y'all are from, but let me tell you about two areas that are a little bit different than the rest of the country. Chicago, for whatever reason, because of the demand, because realize these digital leads, when they're produced and by cars.com or AutoBytel, these dealers are buying them, but they're getting charged by 3 different vendors selling them the same lead half the time. They don't have exclusive leads like this. Nobody ever offers that. Everybody gets greedy, tries to take advantage of them. That's why he's cutting cars.com and not me, because I'm not getting greedy and I'm hitting them with the fire hose of leads, right? But if you're in the Chicago area, a digital lead averages between $75 and $80. Does anybody want to know what leads bring in the Northwest? $150 a piece. Like wow. You got more of a chance to become a member at the Masters in Augusta than you do to get digital leads.
And good luck with that, by the way. Eli just asked, he said, Sid, Brian, this is very powerful. What kinds of outreach are we doing to get the dealer's attention? So I'll tell you what we're not doing. We're not walking in. I'm not, at least. I'm not walking in. I'm not calling them. I'm not doing any face-to-face. I'm not doing a Zoom or webinar, anything like that. I've got a very, very simple model that we do, and it works. We have members. Some members like to walk in. We've got a guy that loves it. He just eats it up. You can do that. If you want to send an email, you could do that. The offer. It's not whether I'm a good salesperson or Eli or Dave or Garish or any of us, right? If the value of what you're offering exceeds the price, sale happens. The price is zero. Is 100 leads a month for free a pretty good deal? It's unbeatable. You've never seen it. If you've never gotten a deal, this is it. What are the best cars? There are so many best cars because the best car for Brian might be a Mercedes or BMW, right? I like those cars. There are people that are passionate about their F-150 trucks, Garish. They're the Jeep people, they're Corvette people, the Mustangs, the Chargers, dozens of the Suburban types, the Hondas, the people that love Toyotas, right? There are so many different bests that I quit even trying to decide what's best. So a really good question from Dave, and we'll answer it honestly. Dave said, Brian or Sid, one asset is sold to one dealer. Dave, that's what we've been doing for now. However, here's what happened. Some of our assets are like the one we showed you tonight that are just on fire. One dealer can't handle it. So Sid is going back to the well. And Sid, you want to tell them what you're doing?
Yeah. So, obviously I'm delivering 400, 500% of what we agreed on the 2,500. So what I'm going to ask him is, hey, listen, do you want to share these leads with another dealer, and or you can buy the whole, you can keep the whole package. I don't want to charge you another $2,500. I'm not that guy. Give me another 1,500, bump them to 4,000. Plus you're giving me the Argo and the Hummer group, right? That's another $5,000. I mean, that's $9,000 off of one client. I'm not trying to kill them. I'm trying to build a wall with gold bricks that are going to still be there the entire time. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, maybe I could, really goose them and try and make as much money as possible. But instead, I'd rather keep the guy. I want lifetime clients, not one-time clients. The secret to every business I've ever had success with was keeping clients. It was never going out selling and getting new clients every month. That's too hard to do.
Yeah, if it's too hard for Sid, it's way too hard for the rest of us. Look, how about the East Coast? Jean-Claude, the beauty of 2,500 is its flat fee. So instead of 100 leads, when I'm delivering, say, 240 or 300 or 400 or even more, I'm not charging them per lead. There's lots of suckers out there that are doing that, right? And they're selling the leads 3 times. I'm not greedy. It's $2,500 flat fee. They start for free. You know how easy it is? We've seen Apple do it really well. We've seen all the smartphone apps, right? The model works. And we've got a few tricks that we didn't share on the call, but that's the basics of what we're doing on the model, right? Okay. So, are you worried about saturation? Net is what Burgess asked. I've been in local marketing since 1990 something. Domain flipping in 94, website building in 96. I've been asking myself that question, Burgess, since the very beginning. I think like 1 or 2 times have I ever bumped into people I've met in the Facebook world, right? In the real world, the agency world. Never happens. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of dealerships, right? Thousands. So there's Sid, how many use? Is it like 25, 30,000? I cannot remember. Or it's more than that.
200. Yeah, there's
200,000 different dealers, Burgess, just in the US. Somebody said, can I do this in Canada? Yes. Does it matter if my area is big or small? No. We've got the whole thing dialed in. You can live in London. You can live in Australia. You can do it in the US or you can do it in Australia. We've got members in both right now. Can I do this if I lived? Yes. The answer is yes. If they drive cars where you live, it's probably a good idea, right? If you didn't want to do it where you live, could you do it in another market? Yes. Do you have to live local to the dealer? No. Do you have to charge $2,500? No, but you should. We spent a lot of time figuring that out. So promise you should. All right. So Rose McNeil, welcome. Tim, welcome as well. How many dealer deals do you help us close before we're on your own? Sid, will you help him do 2, 3, or 4 if he needs it?
I'll help you for as long as you're in.
I want to tell you a secret, Mark, and Catherine Wittich probably knows this. She was in our automotive course years back. I'm going to share what she just said live on the call. I have this and would recommend it to everyone. It's a no-brainer. And I just shared it. That's unsolicited. I was going to say that Catherine was a member of our group back in the day. If Catherine had a question today and hit up Sid or I, we just help her. Same way I would try to help Burgess or Mark or anybody else. It's not about that. We're making plenty of money. At this point, it's about you kind of getting where you want to go. You hitting the passive number. You getting over whatever that hurdle is. No, the link's on, John, the link is socialvendingmachine.net/Jack. Yeah, that's custom to Jack. You've got our original bonuses. Catherine could probably attest to it. It's the original deal that we gave our members. We've made that available for Jack and for all of you tonight. So yeah, I'm not gonna listen. I didn't come on here to twist your arm. Somebody said, "Is there scarcity on the call tonight?" No, I'm gonna be honest. If you don't get in, you'll lose the bonuses. They won't be available later. But I'm not gonna say only 5 or only 10. If you're serious and you wanna do this, then you're the right person. If you're not, then you're not the right person, and that's totally cool. Okay. Do we talk? Dave has a really good question. He said, the dealer talks to the leads, or do we? Dave, none of us could keep up if it was us talking to leads. Only the dealer. Only the dealer. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you a secret. When Sid and I own these car dealers together, would you guys believe that our sales team at the car dealerships we owned, in many cases, never even spoke to the leads? They just blew them off. They did as little as possible.
Yeah.
So that's what happens. It's sad but true. So no,
car
you're not
dealers are like the rest of the world. They don't do enough follow-up at all.
At all. Okay, so all right. Darn good deal. I get how we deliver like crazy for them, but you have a system, you're saying, for outreach. Yeah, Eli, yes. We have a system for outreach to give away the site that closes almost 100%. So let me be really clear on that. Somebody said, do you have a refund policy? Yes. Burgess just said, are you, oh, here's a really good one. No one's ever asked this, Burgess. Are you charging more for higher end cars? No. Could you? Maybe, but honestly, our model is built around locking in $2,500 a month clients and making it so irresistible they're never going to leave. Could I make it $2,850? Maybe, but I'm not going to even bother. Mark said, Brian, sell the leads per week. We could do it. We could. Listen, I just want simplicity. Could I do that? Yes. Absolutely. We could do that. And he's right. That's Mark. He's absolutely right. We could do that, and it would work. All right. Next, Girish said, yeah, Girish, we'll take care of you. Rodney said, yeah, Rodney, we'll take care of you. We'll take care of you on that, Rodney H. So just, I'll give you my email, and so I can take care of you on that. All right, there you go, Rodney. There you go, Burgess said. All right. So could you separate the leads for multiple dealers? Yes. Could you have 3 dealers out of the, could we have 3 or 4, even 5 dealers out of our one group? Yes. Do we have to, though? Nope. Because we have lots of other groups. Okay. Here's a good question from Rodney. He said, Brian or Sid, not all the groups need to be specific to one model. What if I told you we had a group, Rodney, called Cars, Trucks Under 10,000 in X, right? So it's not about the vehicle, it's about the price, right? Absolutely.
You can also do.
Go ahead, Sid.
Yeah, I was going to say, you could also do South Georgia, North Georgia, 404-770-678-912. We've got, 20.
Maybe you live in an area, Sid, over in Eastern Tennessee. It's like the what do they call it? Tri-Cities, like where Johnson.
Yeah, Tri-Cities, yep.
There's regional names. There are so many ways to slice and dice it. Yep. You will think of them. Okay, Tony just said, is the Facebook method here, Brian, similar to what you do in Affiliate Insider? No. So, Tony, what we're doing is we're building a group, right? Let's just net it out really easy. We're building a group. We're getting the group to be very active. We're giving the group away so that the leads are free to a dealer. When there's a certain amount of leads, we then charge them. So somebody said, could you give the group away and then use your software to syndicate their inventory and get paid within 2 weeks? Yep. Absolutely. Is a lead only a call? Nope. A lead's an email, a person who wants to buy and sell, a live chat, or a phone call. Those are all leads. Great questions, you guys. Rodney said, I like it, guys. Y'all have a really great idea. No, thank you, Rodney. Okay. Dave said, would it be advantageous to find hyper-popular car models in the dealer folk who focus on them? So yeah, Dave, imagine you were interested in, Sid, give me a type of car, like a cool car. Sid,
Camaros, Mustangs.
Camaro, okay. All right, Dave, American Muscle. I'm going to heck with one, you're going to have two. You got a Camaro group and a Mustang group. The only people that you're going to sell those groups to, or the smartest person to sell those to, going to be a Chevy dealer or a Ford dealer. Now, you could do a used car like store that focuses on those, but a Ford or a Chevy dealer are going to jump up and down. Easy.
Yeah.
Here's a good one. Can your Facebook group be hijacked by someone? It's a good question. Don't let anybody else be an admin. Right? As long as you're the founder, you have God control, if you will. If I got in tomorrow, would you honor the bonuses? Of course. Yeah, guys. Jack and I are partners. Jack has been friends with Sid and I for almost a decade. We're not playing that, of course. Yes. So what could I upsell them? You could upsell them anything you want, but do this. Deliver massive value for 2 or 3 months and then upsell them. How do you build your members? That's Mark. That's part of the secret sauce, Mark. Module 3. I'm going to sign up. Eli said, welcome to Eli. Tracy Michael said, Sydney. I love it. Sydney, I love it.
That's going to catch on like wildfire. You got to be careful calling me Sydney.
Hey, for everybody that calls, no, I won't do that, Sid. Out of the 100 leads, it's on his driver's license too, by the way. Out of the 100 leads to dealers, what is your estimate? If you delivered 100 leads to a dealer, how many might they actually sell a car to? And I'll pass that to Sid. Sid, what do you think?
Well, with the leads, I mean, you figure you can get like 50% show rate, right? If you call them and follow up with them properly. And then if anybody comes through the door, you got a 20% close ratio, which is national average. But something that car dealers actually measure now than never did before is called a B-back. Back in the old days, you didn't believe in B-backs. They either buy or die, right? You beat them to death, and they hated you when they left if they didn't buy. So nowadays with the internet, where they have information at their fingertips, you do believe in B-backs. And if you can get a B-back in, you got a 67% close ratio if they've been in your store before. That's why follow-up is so important. But unfortunately, people just don't do it.
So can I jump in a little bit?
Yeah, Jack.
Okay.
Yeah, come in, man.
So I want to do something you didn't expect, to many of you guys. So yeah, sit.
We know, Jack.
Sit, listen. So, who of you guys are planning to buy a car, a new car, a used car, now in the next year, in the next 2 years? Maybe you or your wife or your child to buy a car.
Yep. Garish said, I am. Burgess said me. Christopher Haynes said me. At any given point, there's like 10 or 20% of us that are.
Okay. So now I have to point to Sid.
You want me to negotiate the deal?
No. I don't want.
Good.
Are you willing to do a webinar, okay, to save serious money, okay, you can give the dollar sign, how you negotiate the best deal, what you need to do, what you need to look at, what you need to say, and all those things, what helps you to
I
save
will.
a serious amount of money. As
Yep.
bonus, we sign up.
Yep. I would definitely do that. Module 3, I go over. I teach you things in Module 3 that's already going to make a car salesman shake in his boots when you use the terminology that I teach you. But yes, I will go through more of that. In fact, I joked with Brian and said, man, I should give him a car buying tip at the end of every module, just something to kind of, get engagement up. But yes, I absolutely will.
So believe me, I know nobody
give me
better.
a tip on buying a used car real quick.
I know nobody better to get the best deal than Sid. I know he
Jack, you're so right. I mean, I've done it 3 cars now.
Yeah.
Ask Sid.
And
Sid, I'm in the dealer. I'm
Sid,
texting you.
And every time I ping Sid, what do you think? What should I say? Can you save money? What? And every time I do that, and so when you buy a car for $10,000, and you save 5%, how much is that? $500, correct? When you buy a car from $20,000, it's even $1,000. When you buy a car from $40,000, it is $2,000. So we would like to have, a bonus from $2,000 just by saying and doing the right things.
Hey, we got a fellow card guy on here. That's awesome, man.
So that Sid will do that as a bonus.
Yep.
And I know you will love it. I know it.
Jack, and this is for you, because we were talking Mercedes today. When I was at the dealer buying I have a 4-year-old, I bought a used Mercedes, you guys, a few months back, a 4-year-old. I'm in the dealership. I get up out of the sales guy's office. I said I had to go to the bathroom, and Sid was probably laughing at that because I'm always saying that, right? And I call Sid from the bathroom, which I did not want to be on a phone in the bathroom, but I'm calling Sid to ask him about like 3 different things. He's like, nope. And yeah, that was fair. So 2 of them I was able to, take care of. And 1 I understood it was a reasonable deal. And I was able to roll with it.
So
all right.
I know you're going to like it. So if anything from the bonuses you say, shall I use it or shall I use it? I'm 100% sure you're going to get great content from it and going to use it at some point in your life.
All right, Jack, somebody's asking us a question real quick. Quick shout out to Eli and Rose and Sane, Tim earlier. Okay, so what does this mean? Somebody asked about the software. So we just installed, we did the first syndication about 7 days ago for this dealership. So the 167 is an important number. That is how many unique chats. As a matter of fact, on the right, I have the stats showing the number of unique chats by day through our software, right? Quantified. Jack's a big believer, and he made me a believer years back in ROI and tracking, right? How many listing views? 18,000. That's an awesome eye candy number, but the 167 live chats and 21 calls. Now, when I first put the phone number on, Jack, you're going to laugh at this one. Our team put their tracking number on instead of ours. So we've changed it to ours now, and we're getting calls. So that's the software. Now, what are we doing with that? We're taking their inventory, and one of our team does it. It comes over in a feed. They call it an XML feed. And then all we do is syndicate out. Our software will build posts that get automatically posted in places like Facebook Marketplace, as an example. And guess what? We track any interaction with the post we make. And that helps solidify the value, because remember Sid's formula. If the value exceeds the price, you got a deal every single time. And in a month, Sid, if we have 400 to 600 live chats, 80 phone calls, and 470 leads coming out of the group, I think it's far beyond anything we're charging the guy for. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely. You should sell 25 to 50 cars out of that. At $2,000 a copy, you're making them 50 to 100 grand for $2,500 spend.
I love it. Okay. Let's see. Burgess said, here's a tip for all the agency people. My sales manager is saying big dealers are pushing their salespeople to promote themselves on social media.
Some are, some
what?
aren't.
We're seeing it, right? Certain stores, not all
Yeah.
of them though, Burgess. How long does this offer last with bonuses? We'll honor it, Dave E, for you. I'll work it out with Jack in the morning or something. It'll be several days. So I don't want, man, I am not coming on here, and we came on here to show what we're doing, to go behind the scenes. Let me show you another trick, and we'll come back and we'll do all the link stuff in a minute. Let me show you another cool thing we're doing. You guys will love this. All right. So in the group, imagine this. Let me find the group. Hang on a second. All right. The group. All right. And
Can you do something that it 100% is no screenshots, huh? That is live.
This is live right now. Can you tell? Watch this. Can you tell?
Can you show a date or whatever? I don't know how you can do that.
I'm in Facebook. Do you see the top right of my screen? You'll see it or no?
That it proves that it's not a replay
Okay.
or whatever.
I got an idea. I got an idea. Watch this. So let me do what Jack said. Right post. Okay, you saw me do it live. Let me erase the squiggles, okay? All right, watch this. All right. I'm going to say, what's Ric Flair say, the wrestler Sid? Woo, or what is it, baby? Woo. What a crazy week. If you love Jeeps, let us know. If you have one to sell or want to buy, introduce yourself and let us know. Okay. Change it. Okay. What a crazy week. Okay. You saw what I just wrote. I'm going to hit post. Right. And these are new members I just added. I think it was 257, it says. So I'm going to hit post. All right. And I'll come back to it in a minute. But I hit post. All right. So we'll come back to that in just a second. And then I'll do what Jack asked. Let's see if we get any interaction. I do that exact thing usually every week or so, and it'll drive 40 more leads. I call them hot leads off that post. But give me a second and we'll come back to it, you guys. So Burgess said that posting and tracking engagement is all part of the DFY. Yep.
And the other thing that I felt impressive is, so you have different kind of leads. You have cold leads, you have past leads, but those who answer yes, I'm looking for to buy a Jeep, are qualified leads.
Yeah, those are hot leads.
So Sid already touched based on it, that qualified leads are at least over the United States, every state are $20 at average, and certain states are even more. So qualified leads, and you get them, about 150, let's say 50 a day, 50 times 20 is $1,000, correct? So you get $1,000 value on leads. You guys see the math? So I kind of went and skipped over it, but that people are willing to share their email address to say, okay, I want to buy a car, whatever it is, okay? And giving their email, that email is very valuable. And those are qualified leads.
Not only that, with our software, when somebody inquires on any of the vehicles that are posted on the marketplace, they get a direct text message. As you saw the texts, it directly messages between the customer and the client. Like, I'm not in the middle of it. I'm not having to deal with it. I'm not having to worry about it. Like, if I say I work 3 hours a week, building this thing, I maybe did. But since we hooked it up and we got Brian's team doing all the back end, I haven't spent 15 minutes in my group. I talk to my dealers every other day just because I became pretty good friends with the guys. but you know, I don't spend any time fulfilling this thing.
And the third thing I wrote down. So Arlene said I'm starting my internet business since 1998 or so.
Yep. Oh, I saw that, and that was the Arlene that had the birthday.
So I kind of got my idea to start my online business in 2017. Okay. And I started, 2007. Sorry, not 17, 7. And 2009, I started. So that is pretty much the coolest thing I have seen for a while. Do you agree? That you have a system what brings in qualified leads on autopilot. That's kind of what you need. You need qualified leads. Huh? Qualified leads, that is where the money is.
It's so simple that you naturally kind of want to make it more confusing than it really is, and it's not. It really is very, very, very simple. And I mean, let's face it, like 90% of the clients are the customers that I know that have agencies generally only sell on a referral basis, right? So you're letting somebody else have their foot on your throttle, so to speak, right? And even at that point, if you're only selling $300 and $400 and $500 ticket items, you're going to kill yourself to make $2,500 plus the attrition of the customers. This is a chance to sell 4 to 6 clients. You're going to have the position and the leverage to walk in and give away something for free and get paid for it. And they're going to stay with you forever. They're never going to want to leave because you're over delivering. Under promise, over deliver. It's so freaking important, right? And that's the model that's built here. I'm telling you, there's a lot of things to do out there. I don't think there's as many easy models as this.
Let me show you guys this, and I'm going to serve it up. These are questions that have been coming in. Christopher just asked, it was a few minutes ago, I know you said there's no geographical limit. So like if I live in Atlanta, I could do one in Boca or West Palm down near Jack, right? But are there a number of site limits? There's not from Facebook, Christopher. And I'm going to be honest, we said no limits. But if you go out and try to get like 42 groups, you're going to succeed in doing one thing. Right? Basically reserving 42 groups that you never work. We're fairly certain. I don't want to say 100, but we're close to certain that the sweet spot is 3 to 5 groups that you work at any one time. As soon as you get one monetized, you add another one into the mix. So that we're not going to tell you no, but I promise you'd be way better off rather than trying to do 30, 40, 50. I'm not saying you're saying that, but just as an example, we're positive. You do too many things at once and nothing happens. We really think that 3 to 5 is a sweet spot.
It is a sweet spot.
To answer your question, yeah. Okay, here's a good one that came in. Okay, Emerson said, bro. Okay, let me put it up there, Emerson. Hang on.
Not saying you can't sell 20 groups. You just should start with 3 to 5 at a time. Dave.
Without giving anything away, could you please talk more about how these groups are built up fast? The only way to do it, Emerson, would be to give it away. Let's just say this. We've got a model where you jump out of the gate, right, with an initial group. Let's say it's 15, 20, or 30 people, right, that get in your group all at once. And that act of more than one person trying to join at once tends to trigger something. And I'd have to go deeper, though. I'd have to end up teaching you exactly what we're doing. And it's not that I don't want to, but just to protect the integrity for the other people. But I appreciate the question. Shout out to Anise, who had also joined a minute ago. Let's see, Dave, I just saw your question. Dave said, is the question box working? Dave, let me find your other question because that's the only one I see. Give me a sec and we'll find it. I'll scroll up. Dave said, and this is Dave E. Dave said, I see, what about Michigan? Michigan's a good state. There's no bad area. I don't care if you're a small market A big
Michigan's
market.
a hot car market. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, really good one. Okay. What's the biggest metroplex that has taken the bite? Do you mean that has a site? Well, we have LA, which is arguably one of the top 3, I would imagine. All right. Rodney said, very good point, Sid. Make what we start with work and then move on. Right?
Yep.
I love it. Okay, Mike Benoit. Mike is coming out of the auto industry, or at some point he said, you guys aren't doing the high pressure tactics I was trained to during my car selling days. So refreshing. Yeah, no buy or die, none of that stuff. Look, here's the secret. This works. We're making pretty good money with it. I mean, really good money. I promise you, it's when I mean sick, it's sick. Do you have to be technical? No. You really
I'm not
don't.
technical.
Yeah, Sid is far from technical. Now, he's a great talker. He's a great sales guy. But you know what? You don't even have to go meet people. We got a guy, Jack, you know Houston from Houston Ventnor. He just got out of the hospital. He's either got 2 or 3 groups right now that are humming. I think it's 3 groups. He has a cane. He just got out of the hospital for some kind of, I don't want to misspeak. I don't want to put the bad words out there if they're not true. But he was out of the hospital for a serious condition. And he did it without even walking in. So, no, it doesn't matter if you're 58 or 74 or even 21. You know what always cracks me up? The older members say, am I too old? And the younger members always say they're too young. So, promise, I don't know why we all tend to do that, but it doesn't really matter. Remember one thing, Sid's formula. It's value, right? The value has to be there. So would you agree that massive value is there? Yes. Would you agree that if the value is far beyond the price, it doesn't really matter? They're going to sign up, right?
So I think it is important to understand is that to run the group is kind of you set up the group. That is your part. The second part is if you have traction and you want to approach a dealer and you are in contact with, you have a meeting with the dealer, so Sid will assist you to get that client. So you don't need to be skilled to get that dealer as a client because Sid will help you, at least with the first one. So
honestly, Jack, yeah, no, you're right, but we'll help on more than the first one, honest.
Yeah.
There's really no limit because here's the thing. It's not an elaborate sales cycle that Sid has to go down. It's not at all. And it's so easy for him to position it. And once you see it, you just chuckle and you're like, all right, Sid, I got the next one. And that's what happens.
And it's kind of cool because chances are I know somebody they know, or I know or I might even know them when they call. Something I've done that not many car guys have done. I worked for JM Family. So I've actually worked for 2 weeks plus to training or teaching consulting car dealers in over 37 states. So there's not too many car dealers that I don't know somebody who knows somebody or connect them somehow. I know the markets very, 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 very well.
Hey, Jack, you remember 10 minutes ago we made that post that we were doing?
Yeah,
we welcome the members. Looks like we had 4 people see it right now. And look at this nice post from Jessica Johnson. And imagine, Sid, you're at a car dealership, you're running internet sales or you're running something, right? Hello, thanks for the ad. I'm on here looking to hopefully find something selling that isn't crazy high on price, whatever that means. My son has asked for a Jeep for his first car. I never knew how expensive they were until realizing mama doesn't really have that kind of money. My son deserves it, blah, blah, blah. We have this information. Now, when the sales guy speaks to Jessica, we're able to connect exactly. We know what she needs. We know why she needs it, and we understand her pain point, right?
And most importantly, she feels comfortable enough in this approach to be that transparent, where I promise you, when somebody walks into a car lot, they're not that transparent, just openly. Right? they're surrounded by car salesmen. They think they have to. It's like okay to lie to car salespeople, right? Sometimes you can't. It's hard to make a deal because they're lying to you the whole time. With this approach, this lady is so comfortable. She's spilling the beans on everything it takes. I don't care what you're selling, cars or deals or websites. There's a deal every time you talk to somebody. It's just if you ask enough questions. True closing is not talking, it's listening. If you listen, they'll tell you how to sell them every single time. And, this lady just gave you all the information you need to engage, to relate, to have empathy, to solve her problem, and to make her happy. I mean, that's why she's going to love you when she leaves, because you're going to be able to really put your skills at the best work to give her exactly what she needs and what she's looking to solve.
Watch this, you guys. Hey, we told you this wasn't going to be, this is more interactive. So watch this. So, Sid, what's his name? The sales guy working for John that's on here actively. Nick?
Oh, Nick. Yeah.
Nick, which one? Do you remember?
Nick Jones.
Nick Jones. That's him at the bottom?
Yep.
All right, wait a minute. Hold on. I'll just copy John in. Of course.
REINHARR. There you go.
Can help you find the right Jeep. And I don't normally do this, you guys, but we're having fun on the call, right? At the right price for your son. He and his team, phenomenal when it comes to Jeeps. Now, look what I just did. No work. I made that post. Everybody else is going to see it. And guess what? Our dealer is going to be like, heck yeah, look at this. This is what happens. And every day they get an onslaught of new ones, new leads, new Jessica Johnsons. Every car that they sell is $2,000. Do you think they sell more than 2 a month to break even? Right? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Great questions, though. There's a bunch of them. You guys, we'll answer them on here. Honestly, this is really cool. The questions coming in.
So the maintenance is kind of accepting new members and make sure that the posts are relevant, so you don't that doesn't become spam. Correct? So that's
Well, and accepting the members are done for you. Team does it for you.
Okay. They report posts without spam. Yeah, I see that too. Yeah. Own group. So,
hey, Tracy, Michael just had a comment. She said, I added 12 members in the group while on the webinar. And she's already a member. Way to go, Tracy.
So the other thing that I really found amazing, so we all are part of Facebook group. And I see in my Facebook group and other Facebook group, there are less and less posts. But if you click on the activity log, or I don't know how you show that, where you show that, there's so many members active. Huh?
Look at that, 311 posts. Now, I have tons and tons of posts. I guess I just need to hit active, right? Now, I can look at comments, reactions. We can look at the active members. Out of the 18,000, 13,000 of the members are active.
Yeah.
We didn't get 13,000 in the month.
That
means they've been here a while and they're active.
That is astonishing too. So that means those groups are alive. They work. They keep them busy. They love the content. They love the information. They are interacting. They're making deals. They God knows what they do, but it is working. Huh?
Right? You know what it comes down to? People like cars. Jack and I this morning were talking about Teslas and Mercedes. We were just talking cars for a little bit, unrelated to tonight's call. We were chatting about our own personal opinions and beliefs, right? These people that love Jeeps love talking about Jeeps. Look at my post from May 18th, Jack. You can see the list. It was the very top one on the screen. 3,000 people saw it. 134 people engaged, commented, or hit love or like. You can see my second one, very similar numbers. But what's interesting, any Jeeps for sale around 5K? I'm not looking for a project. Guys,
So
posted that on May 28th. 9,000 people have seen it. Look at it.
yeah. So my question to you is, what is your favorite brand? Enter what is your favorite brand? What is your favorite brand car?
Sid, do you want to answer it?
No. I want the audience.
For me?
No. The members.
Oh, yeah, I love it. Yeah, what do you
Audience.
guys love? Is there a car that
What
you're
is your
passionate
favorite
about?
brand?
I love that.
Is it Roos at Audi,
smart
David's
choice, Dave.
Lexus, Burgers at Porsche? Yeah, your taste is good. And Dave said Chevy trucks. I like Dodge, Mercedes, Anise, okay, and BMW. So would it not be nice, okay, that you have a very active group of your favorite brand? That is not work. That
No,
is
it's
fun.
not work at all.
You see, all
Yeah.
those people love something what you love too.
That's right. Corvettes work really well, by the way.
So I would for sure make at least one Facebook group of my favorite brand because I want it interested to me. Correct?
Yep.
That's what I would do. I would love to run a Facebook group of my favorite brand.
I love it. And look at this. The lady replied back to my comment, you guys, a minute ago. Remember, we were keeping this live. Brian Anderson, thank you for opening the door for me. It's been a bit frustrating. What do you think tomorrow morning John's going to say when he sees this, Sid?
Oh, he's gonna say thank you. He's gonna be all over it.
He's going to say thank you. And you know what? These 200 plus other people that I welcome, they're going to see the same thing too. And they're going to go, oh, I'm trying to sell my X, or I want to buy my this and that. And guess what? Lots and lots and lots and lots of leads all the time. Do you guys tell us what brands to create groups for? Jack just did it, Rose. What we just did, if you're passionate about BMWs, we'll help you dial it in. There's no one right group. We've got one group that blew me away that it's so hot. I had no idea. Jack, one of the hottest groups we have is diesel trucks. I can't begin to tell you how hot it is. Diesel
Rodney,
trucks.
I don't know.
I don't know
of anybody. Rodney, I don't know of anybody in Knoxville right now, but I can tell you that I've worked at Jim Cogdill Dodge twice. I did two weeks, and I did a bunch of stuff for the Gossets in Memphis. I did some stuff for Victory in Jackson, Tennessee, but I don't know of anybody yet.
Okay, so starting 2 to 3 groups at once is doable. Burgess, 100%. I wouldn't do more than 3. You can do 3, not 2. I love it. Okay, who right now? If you guys, let me ask you this: who thinks you could do this? Who thinks you can give away an asset producing leads for free? Give us a 1 if you think you can do that. Right? A lot of you, right? All right, and imagine this, right? Sid, after they give it away, how hard is it to go from free to 2,500?
It's well, because you're going to plug it. Well, when you plug in our automotive syndication, it's over. That's how quick it happens. It'll be the next month. You'll be getting paid.
It's that fast. Super fast. Okay, okay, I love this one. I'm just not sure I can do it. I promise you, you can give something away for free without meeting or talking to somebody. You can do that. Even if you don't know you can right now, you can do it. You want to know the secret to making any of this stuff work? Doesn't matter what course, what program. Watch this. All right, here's the secret. I'm going to put it on the screen. It won't be pretty nor perfect. If you just do work every day, look, I don't do graphics. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. I don't make pretty slides. Don't care. I don't spend my time on it, my energy on it. I'll let those other people that want to sell you stuff do that. Listen, it doesn't matter. Every single day you do something. Could be small. You do maybe a couple things, and you're building on it. And this is true in anything. Doesn't matter what you're doing. You will be successful. Giving away for free. We have a secret. I can't give it to you guys right now as much as I would love to out of respect for everybody else. We've got a 1 or 2 sentence that makes it the biggest no-brainer on the planet. It appeals to a psychological trigger that the car people have.
One of the greatest things you'll get from this is being able to go to your significant other and say, honey, I did it. This time it worked. $2,500 a client.
I love it. Mike Benoit just said, I have a couple BMW shop owners who drive F-250 Super Duty diesels. Sid, I do believe you have an F-250, I think.
I do. Yep.
I love it. Rodney, yep, we got you covered. Rodney H. So a lot of you came in with one, Jean-Claude and Richard and Rodney and Rose and Anise and Dave E. and Christopher H. and Dave Allen. Yeah, Burgess said, I don't know if I could do it. And he wrote, kidding. Promise you, doesn't get any easier. No, Rodney, you want to hit Atlanta? Look, we can help you in Atlanta. Here's what you can do. You can do this. When you make a group, make a Jeep group in Georgia. Our group's on fire. We'll suggest people join your group. And if anybody we see has another group similar to ours in another market, we'll do the same thing. You know why? Because the passionate people are fired up. And you know what? Our leads are going to go to XYZ dealer. Your leads are going to go to a different dealer. That's all. Doesn't matter.
And for the record, I don't even live in Georgia, just in case anybody was wondering.
Yeah, Sid's in Florida, by the way, Burgess. Dave said, Brian or Sid, could I send 100 cold emails a week and get a deal a week? You can send 5 to 10 cold emails a week and get a deal a week, Dave.
But I show you ways to do it way easier than that.
Yeah. We don't have to make it that hard, promise. But you could do what you just said. You can exactly do that. All right. So any questions for anybody on the fence? We've been keeping the call super cool. We just wanted to make it about bringing value to you. Price, sure. So the price is this. Rather than charge, we don't even have a single pay. It's 3 payments of $397. We're so sure that this works. We're going to waive the monthly fee group for 90 days. No cost. Our team will still work for you. Absolutely. So it's $397. You can begin tonight. Matter of fact, tomorrow at 11, we're doing a live training, I believe. I think it's 11. So any questions that we can answer, right? There's no arm twisting. We're on here. We're chilling with Jack. We're hanging out. We're showing you live stuff as it happens. You know, at the end of the day, the best way to prove it is to show you. And we've kind of done that tonight. We showed you massive reach. We showed you hundreds and hundreds of leads. We showed you a week with over 150 unique chats, right? We show you every possible thing we could show you. We told you the real rub. It's not finding clients. That part's easy here. It's not fulfilling. That's easy. It's keeping up with the onslaught. It's a fire hose. So that was our struggle. Let's see. Dave, yeah, reach out. You know what? Put a ticket in here, Dave, and we'll take care of you on that. If you just put a ticket in and reference it tonight, I'll make sure we take care of you on that in the morning. I just can't do it till the morning, but we can do it. Paul said, I'm in San Diego. There are many dealers that are owned by large conglomerates. They may have Ford, GM, Dodge, etc. Would you recommend approaching them on a corporate level, Sid?
Would be I don't want to say choose any customer because you don't want to outsmart yourself. I think you should go after every customer. I worked with the Rancho Dodge Chrysler Jeep out in San Diego about 12 years ago, and really cool area out there. outside service departments, Brian, not even buildings. They're under awnings. It's gorgeous. But I wouldn't knock anybody out. What I would be careful of is having a big conglomerate with an ad agency asking you how you're doing this, because I'm personally not teaching any ad agencies how to do it.
Yeah, good one. Good one. Yep. So the cost is 3 payments of $397. So we also have an optional monthly group. There's a fee. You know, we give you our software. We do all the connecting, everything for you. If you're making money, be a member. If you're not making money, don't. We're not going to. For 90 days, we're going to treat you as if you're paying us every single month in our monthly fee group. We're going to give you the exact same service. The goal is for you to be making money, because once you're making money, once the value is there, the price doesn't matter. When the value is there, the price doesn't matter. So that's
Right.
what we're doing. We're doing the exact same thing with you. Tony said this is global, correct? Could I do it from Canada? Yes.
Absolutely.
Canada's phenomenal. You will have no problem. I don't care if you're in Toronto. It doesn't matter. Vancouver, a small town, you want to do part of a province. It does not matter. It doesn't matter. You could be in South Georgia. You can be in Iowa. You can be in Northern Cali. You can be in Orange County. You could be in San Diego, like I saw somebody a minute ago. Doesn't matter. Dave out. Yep, Dave we took care of. Okay, so nope, Rodney loved it. Very interesting. Okay.
Anybody on the fence that has a question they need to get answered, like it's just a must-know question. Anybody?
Richard
I'd love to
Porterfield
answer it right now.
came in right as you asked, Sid, and let me lob it over to you. How many hours a week during startup, if I come on board tonight, if I take massive action, how many hours would I spend in a week to really just on one group to kind of get it humming?
2 to 3.
Yeah, I was going to say 3, maybe 4, but honestly, 3 is probably a top end, Richard. You'd be hard to spend more than that. Honest. You're not going to spend more than that. Remember, we got our team doing the member management.
I mean, before I had the team doing it for me, I'm not kidding when I said I did it while I was waiting to get my sub at the Subway. You know, it wasn't. It's not hard at all.
Jean-Claude said, awesome. I love it. Listen, doesn't matter. All right. How do you man the site to keep car dealer salespeople out? Okay, that's a really good question from Christopher.
Well, I mean, at first you don't really mind them being in. In fact, one of our monetization models is to talk to those car salespeople anyway. Also, people like that are putting in stickers, or I had one guy that made Jeep door hangers. Hey, man, how would you like to be the exclusive Jeep door hanger? You know, send me $250. Some people will pay you to be able to post in there. You know, when you deny them or accept them, you can send them a message. You can deny it and say, hey, sorry, you're breaking terms and conditions. However, you know, for $259 or whatever, I will let you post in this as many times as you want. You can monetize that way, not to give away too much, but you can monetize many ways more than the leads, just so you know.
Yeah, there's lots and lots of ways to slice it, right? Okay, is the done for you necessary? So Rose, we're going to give it to you for 90 days to decide. It's not required. It's not mandatory, but we're adamant if you're bringing in $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 that you're going to want to have our team do it for you. Now, you don't have to though. So is it required? No. Is it extremely helpful to take any of that work off your plate? Yes.
I'll say this, for the last 90 days has been the best thing I've ever done. And 2, it don't matter if you have 1 dealer client or 5 or 10 dealer clients, it's the same price. We don't charge you per dealer. We're not taking a
That's
fee.
correct.
We're not taking a piece of your pie. We're not doing any of that. We talked about it, but we chose not to.
Dave Allen asks, have you guys considered this approach for other high-end niches? We dabbled in it in home services and in legal, Dave. The difference is this. Think about how passionate people are. When Jack asked about the vehicles earlier, we got, I don't know, 60 people quickly commented within seconds, right? yeah, people aren't as happy about their toilet problems, their home services needs. Now we've tried it with do it yourself. We've tried it with all kinds of different angles. The answer is yes, you can do this exact model in different niches, but there's no niche that's going to pay like this, and there's no niche that generates the content in the way that we're generating it, and that's kind of the neat thing. Cool. Yeah, Rudy, we can take care of you. Absolutely. If you if you're on the fence and you want to join, let me do this. If you want to get all the bonuses, you're on the fence, I will take care of Rudy in the morning. Rudy S. For anybody else that you know you're going to come on board and you either need to talk to somebody or move something around or whatever, lob in your name, Jack or Sid will write them down. We'll make sure you get every single bonus. You don't have to, it's just your word. It's good enough for us. So Rudy, we got you covered.
Hey, I'll mention this. I've not once ever had to call and remind my one dealer, the Jeep dealer, never had to call him once and remind him the 13th is when he pays. I get it every single month. I've had roofing clients I sold leads to in the past, and I had to hunt them down. I felt like a bill collector every month, just being straight up. These guys pay. They don't mess with you. It's easy. It's worth every bit of the time to build out an asset and get paid.
Yep, Dave, we got Dave covered, Christopher covered. Gotcha. Is pay automated? Yeah. Okay, it's a good question from Rose. Yes. When I do it, now Sid has a personal relationship with the guy at the Jeep dealership, and the guy just cuts him a check. However, I have the pay automated on my side. You can do it any way you want. However, I don't have personal relationships with any of them. I just want to get the payment on the exact date every single month and never have to collect. So, yes, that's
Brian. They're
your
asking
call.
for the
It's your business. You got to remember that it's your call. However,
they're asking for the buy link again.
oh, I'm sorry, guys. It's socialvendingmachine.net, Jean-Claude /Jack. So socialvendingmachine.net /Jack. Yep. Paul K, we got you covered for Thursday. I put your name down. You're covered. Rodney, totally agree on the automation. Joy, we got you covered. Good to see you. All right. Yeah, let me see if I can show you that. Hang on. All right. I mean this. So somebody asked again about this. So when I mean closing, you're going to have an asset. We're going to give it away so that the dealer says, yes, absolutely. Yes, Joy. Yes, Jean-Claude. Yes, Jack. Yes, Brian. I'll take those leads and handle them for you. Sure. No. I understand. I won't pay you. Yeah, I'll do that. You know how hard that is to do? You're going to chuckle when you see how easy we have it. And once you're in there, you're in there. It's a really good model. We've all seen our friends at Apple and Google in the smartphone business with that freemium model, and it works really, really well. Mike, we got you covered for Friday. Mike B, gotcha. Christopher's doing VSC auto warranty work in sales. Very cool. Let's see. How many total hours, Rose? I actually don't know offhand. I don't want to lie to you. The modules are short and concise. Some modules are 15 minutes and some modules are an hour and 15. And like, for instance, we have 4 different 1-hour sections in the pricing, but I don't know the rest of them on and off, to be honest. Yeah, Burgess, I love it. We'll take care of it. We'll slam it in. Burgess has got a layup ready to go. We got you covered, Burgess. Richard said, what size geographical or population area do you recommend? It's not an easy answer. For instance, Atlanta's fine, but you know what? In smaller markets, we just roll them into a broader area. So look, if you're in a town of 5,000, tell them, Sid.
Coming out of a pandemic right now, dealers are delivering cars on flatbeds like crazy. Like
all over the place.
People are not going in the dealership at all. So it really, I mean, they really are kind of open to about anything. So that's why a state or even the Southeast or the Northwest wouldn't scare me one bit.
Yep. Shout out to I don't have a name, but Proximity Portfolio. So shout out to you. Okay, cool. Typical time to get the site up. Okay, so Christopher, the beauty is we're not doing a website. No website. Now I'm not saying you don't have to have your own site if you'd like. Your asset is in Facebook. So the time to get it up, and our team will help you, is about 3 to 5 minutes, Christopher. Super easy. Jean-Claude just signed up. That was you. So welcome, Jean-Claude. Yeah, Zuckerberg. The market truly, Mike just said it, the market is insane. Yes. And I promise you this, when you deliver value to these dealers right now, you're going to be remembered. In an industry that doesn't remember, right? What have you done for me lately? We intentionally have structured the delivery of leads in a real-time model, right? Why? Because we always want to be saying, oh, 37 today. You sent us 37 leads today. And then tomorrow the guy's like, what have you done? Well, we've sent 4 already this morning. It's a smart model because we understand with Sid's background the good and the bad of the client. Somebody said, if I only wanted to do used car dealers, they just seem easier. They are.
They are.
Honest.
You can walk in and talk to the owner.
Every single time. You can get them on the phone, you can email them, very approachable. They're going to pay the same thing. Could we charge the new ones more? Sure, we could.
One thing I want to point out is like, so my dealer, you know, he's thinking $2,500 for 100 to 125 leads. When we're at 300 plus leads 90 days ago, what do you think he thought I was going to talk about when I talked to him?
Let me
He
guess.
thought, yeah, he thinks I'm going to charge him more. And guess what? I didn't bring it up. I let him bring it up. And when he brings it up, what did that do? Put me in the position, the bird seat, right? First off, he completely separates me from every vendor he has, because every other vendor would be holding him over a barrel trying to get as much money as possible out of him. But I have an asset that's overperforming, so it's not taking man hours, it's not taking effort. If I was in there having to manage it and take effort and deal with it and have employees to hustle with it and all that stuff, then I probably would want to charge them every time more money. But I'm not. It's all passive. I'm telling you, I spent 15 minutes in the last month in any of these groups. The VA team's handling it all. Vanessa has got it under control. All I do is talk to the dealers. I talked to him today. You know what we talked about today? He bought some AMC stock. That's what we talked about today.
Hey, I got to ask. All right, this is a laid back call. I hope you guys are super cool with that. How many of you have bought AMC or GameStop stock? Boy, that's
I wanted to ask this bad.
Give me a 1 if any of you guys have done it. Jack and I were chatting about it the other day, and Sid and I this morning, so it seems appropriate. Rodney, give me an LOL. I love it. I love it. Oh, I see a couple of you. All right, I won't call anybody out. I love it.
There's a couple of apes in here.
I love it. Catherine said, who's short or long? Yeah, I wouldn't recommend short. Doesn't matter what your position is on the whole thing, but short's a little bit dangerous, guys. Very, very dangerous. Okay, so we've walked through the model. We've showed you the site. We've showed you the asset. We basically kind of told you how we get clients without giving you the exact model, but we've told you. We're showing you, right, the engagement. We're giving you kind of the price. We're showing you massive amounts of people joining. Let me see if we got anybody. This person just requested 7 minutes ago. Michael Cooper, he's looking to buy. Ryan Meeks, he's looking to buy, and he owns a Jeep, he or she. Sean Chambers, looking to buy. These just came in on the webinar. Monica doesn't own a Jeep, but she's looking to buy, right? Corey, he doesn't own a Jeep. He's looking to buy. Came in on the webinar. All on the webinar. Alex is looking to buy. I live 1 mile from Fayetteville. That's the town adjacent to me. So Alex lives within a mile or two of me, you know, more than likely town-wise, and looking to buy. And in real time, we're just delivering a tsunami of leads to the dealer. Because remember, what we also do is a little data mining to provide more information about Alex. Very, very useful.
I wanted to answer Burgess' question real quick. He says the VA team is yours, not ours, right? And
yep,
is it covered?
100% covered. Yep.
Yes, it's covered. Let me go ahead and just make this clear, and I'll say it out. And this is live; it's not recorded. You're not going to find out. Oh man, you're not going to have that problem. Like, this thing is laid out. It's easy, simple, no hidden pitfalls, doors. You're not going to catch me doing that. You're not going to catch any of us doing that. But this has none of those. You don't have to worry one bit about these, about any of that. So just know that.
All right. So Rodney said, Rodney's been buying crypto. I love it. Okay. Rodney also said this is awesome. So super cool. Do VAs build the Facebook asset? So Dave, no. The VA, it's a good question. The VAs will manage the membership for you. You'll notice I'm not admitting anybody. I'll have the VAs admit all the members here tomorrow, right? I don't admit them because our software collects their info, and I don't want to mess with it. I let the team do it, right? They do all that for you. They handle sending all the leads to your customer, all that for you. The only thing you have to do is follow our model to kick off the group. It's pretty easy, like paint by numbers easy. And we're happy to show you. Somebody had a good question, and I'll leak it, I guess, since you asked it. Tom asked, could I just buy a group that's already out there? Because there are other groups.
That's
so
funny.
let me give you an example. What'd you say, Sid?
That's cool that somebody has that.
Right. I'm going to look up Honda Civics. I don't know much about them, but they're really good cars, right? So if I look up Honda Civics, all right. So Sid, here's a group. Sid, one of ours, 34,000 members. Imagine if you could control or take over this group and immediately monetize it. We've got a way. Matter of fact, we've had 3 members do it last week, I believe. Houston was one of them, wasn't he, Sid?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can absolutely do that. You don't even have to build the group. We give you a model that allows you to partner/buy. Somebody said how much? One of our members bought a group with 20,000 plus for $300.
Let me tell you this. The negotiation's a little easier than you think, because guess what? None of them know how to monetize their group. And when they find out that you're talking about monetizing, a lot of them will love to partner with you on a split basis. With Houston's deal, the guy owned an insurance company and he was over it. He was tired of even having to accept members. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Let's see. I'm going through the questions. If you're on the fence, I encourage you to, it's up to you. You know what I mean? Only you know. If you want help getting deals, if you want a super high value service with a freemium model, it makes it really easy. You don't have any problems getting clients, no problems fulfilling. There's the rub I told you about, which is the sheer quantity of stuff, right? You know, leads and admitting members and stuff. We've got that automated. All that's included for 90 days. You don't have to pay us any extra. We have over 30 VAs on our team. Yep, almost all of them are in Philippines, the VAs. We have a few in India, but the majority are in the Philippines. No, they've worked for us for a long time, a long time now. Okay, any last questions? So the price, yes, it's $397. It's 3 payments. Do I have to do the ongoing monthly? Nope. As a matter of fact, I don't kick you out of the group. You can come to calls, all that stuff. What you would lose is if you don't do the Goldmine service, you would lose our team managing your groups and our team sending the data. But when you're a member, you're a member. We'll treat you the same as anybody else, right? We'll treat you good. Cool. Sid, anything we missed? How about this, you guys, to make sure there's a lot of people on the call with Jack tonight. Will you just do like a QQQ if we missed your specific question, and we can answer it right now. All right. I'm going to give it a second, and then we will answer them. Yeah, no, somebody, Rodney was just asking really about the acquiring other groups. You'd be surprised. People, they, you know, it's like their baby. They don't want to let it go. All right.
Some of you are asking, how quick can you monetize? How quick can you do that?
Right.
Yeah.
Fact. I'll go to the sales page real fast, so when we leave you and you're not with us, you have any questions? Okay. So this breaks down everything we talked about on the page, all the modules. We have a challenge I left out. We upped the prizes because Sid and I kept one-upping each other. It's like 3 or 4K in prizes right now. The monetization machine, the force multiplier, the $1 million lead capture, the done-for-you closing, the bonuses with the Facebook group, the interaction, the live, this is our social asset conference, the resource library. This is actually really good. I'd love for Sid or I to take credit, but credit to the team.
I keep myself reading those things every day.
Me too. The checklists and strategies. This is more Vanessa's baby. I helped her a little, but this is definitely Vanessa's baby. It's pretty good. Access to our software. We'll do all the work for you. Very, very good. What does the software do? When I say syndicate, we take the dealer's inventory and push it out in several different places designed to generate results. The We Do the Work for You bonus. This is 90 days, 100% hands-free with you. So what does that mean? We'll handle all the membership. And this is where the work is. The admitting of members, the logging them into the tracking, the emailing the leads to your dealers. All that is done for you. You don't have to deal with it. So 3 payments, $397. Everything is netted out on the screen. The link is socialvendingmachine.net/Jack.
Yeah, if you sign up via that link, okay, it's unique to that link, okay. Sid will take you to a webinar and train you how to save money when you buy a car, use a new car. So if you love that bonus,
yeah. And if you ask me, I've got a current training that I would send out that teaches you the insider secrets of leasing. A lot of people think that they have to pay overage on miles and that they have to turn their car in, and they're wrong. You don't have to pay overs on miles. You don't have to turn your car in. You don't have to do any of that. I teach you exactly how to.
Okay. I want that too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Guys, we have a money back guarantee. We got anything you can ask for. Listen, at the end of the day, we're 100% certain this works. The model works. You have to decide if it fits you, though, okay? I mean, we're not going to twist your arm. If it's the right thing for you, you know it. I will encourage anybody on the fence, if you're thinking about coming in tonight or in the morning, we're doing a live call at 11. We'd love to have some of you on the call with us. You'll get okay, great. Somebody just signed up. You'll get your credentials via email. Takes for whatever reason, takes 20 minutes to show up to you. So don't worry. It'll show up in about 20 minutes.
So tomorrow's is that a weekly call or how does it work?
Well, we do usually 2 calls a week. We're doing one tomorrow. We did one on Monday. Honestly, we're actually doing 3 this week because we have a customer coming on and talking on Friday right now. So
that's cool.
We promise you at least 1. A lot of times we do 2 or 3. It won't always be 3, but we really want to help everybody make money out of the gate. So that's what they want.
If you want to be on that call tomorrow, then sign up today. If you want to be on Friday's call, sign up before Friday with the live customer.
Exactly.
Our number one goal is to get your boat up out of the water, planed up, ready to go. we know for every single one of you that get a client that's paying you, you'll pay us the $249 forever, right? If you make $2,500 a month off your client. So my number one goal is to make sure each and every one of you get $2,500 gold bricks to build the wall to move your business forward. And I hope you get multiple.
Yeah, they looks cool.
Yeah.
So I really want to thank everybody for your tendencies, but also Brian and Sid for this training. It's kind of new. I have watched this training earlier, and every time I learn new things, and I learned some other things tonight as well. So I appreciate that. And if you need any help, just reach out to support, and we will take care of you.
Yep. I just want to mention one last thing real quick. I mean, just to re-go. Right now, how many $2,500 a month clients are you currently billing? Right now, who has a way to get loyal clients like this without having to go out and sell or walk in doors or do all kinds of wild, crazy stuff to get it? We're talking about giving away for free, and then them turning around and gladly paying you $2,500 a month, right? Because you're giving them something that's worth 10 times that, right? More, right? It makes it simple. It makes it easy. It doesn't change. You can do this in multiple different niches. However, this is the one that pays. This is the one that works, right? This is the one that we've actually did it with, that for a fact will it can do it for you. I don't care if you're in Canada. I don't care if you're in the UK. I don't care if you're in Australia. I don't care if you're in Florida, LA, Lower Alabama, Los Angeles. It doesn't matter where you're at. There's a demand for cars where there's Facebook and people, and that's everywhere. So anyways.
Everybody's on Facebook, and now you have a way to monetize it.
Yep. Thanks, Jack, man. I appreciate you for having us on the call, man.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So
great. If you need help with that CLA, you just let me know.
Yeah,
I'll
know.
show you stuff. Okay?
I know. I will find you. I will love your help. Saving money.
All right.
So
awesome,
everybody,
man.
Thanks for joining the call, and Brian and Sid for the training. If you need any help, reach out to support, and we will take care of you.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Jack. Thanks, you guys. Bye, all.
Bye.